And I sort of took
Bollocks, it's one or the other.
We're live now,
We're-
Farmer, and you're swearing on live on screen.
Yeah, I was just going to say we're live now, Farm. If you realise.
Oh!
That's a pound on the swear jar online. That's
It's
got to be
like
worth a fiver. That one.
it's that little girl in that.
Well, what? You know what I forgot.
Oh, it's
fixed
the classic VW ad with the little girl, and every time she makes a mistake, she just goes, "Oh, bollocks!" I mean, with real feeling, with real She's painting. She tips a jar of water over. Oh, bollocks! Her ice cream falls out. Like, oh, bollocks! And of course, the whole point is her dad's just switched from petrol to diesel in his Golf, and he's put petrol in the diesel, and he keeps doing it. Oh, bollocks! And of course, that's where she's learnt it from. It's one of the best ads I've ever seen, and it never got showed over here because it was a little girl saying bollocks all the time. You can't do that over here.
Oh fuck! I said bollocks. Oh bollocks! I said fuck. Oh damn.
Oh,
I think that's a
really?
few quid. I'll put some money in the
In the
what
swear
do you call
jar.
it? In the kitty and the PayPal.
It all go to next year's Zoom license.
Yeah. Do you pay that monthly, Terry, or do you pay that for the year?
The year.
Oh, for the year.
Yeah,
How much? How much is it for the year?
Oh, 200. I think it's about 200.
200 Aussie dollars.
Bagger.
Bag it.
This is a classic one. Oh, bugger.
That's truth. That bit I haven't seen. This bit. Yeah, that's a different bit. That bit.
Yeah,
Yep.
you wouldn't get away with saying bugger actually in a British advert. There's no way they would get away with saying that.
No, so they didn't allow the VW one. She was just saying bollocks, which to me just isn't rude at all. But no,
yeah, it's not the same.
I mean, come on, adverts over here. They're not even allowed to tell you how fast the car goes. Well, they're not. It's banned under law. You can't make any claims to the performance of the vehicle
Yep, it's true.
because it's seen as glamorizing speed. I'm sorry, if I'm looking at a car, I want to know what it goes and stops like. How does it handle all that important stuff? I couldn't give a toss about the grille or the panoramic windscreen or any of that shit. What's it go like? Oh, that's the bill for next year then.
Yeah.
Or was that
well,
this year's?
This year's paid. That's,
yeah.
That was just so I could keep a record of the. I've got to get a new one. That's the. Why is it so big?
I don't know.
That's right. Okay. 25th of August. Geez, I've been going for a few years with it. 2 years.
Yeah.
Oh, so you've just literally just paid for it, have you?
Yeah,
Yes,
it's an automatic system where it just takes it out of PayPal each
So
year.
how much have you got in the kitty at the moment?
For next year, I had to borrow.
Well, As it stands right now, what's the balance?
I don't know. I'd have to have a look.
That's all right. Just it's okay.
I
Don't worry.
can't
Don't beat yourself
remember.
up. Just roughly. It's fine. That's fine. That's okay. That's fine.
No,
I know
need-
you'd got more than enough for this year, hadn't you? You'd got some left over. So
Yeah, I got what I've got left over this
Terry's
year.
stream is frozen on YouTube.
Not now. It's not. I've fixed it.
it does that when he's selecting something to show to YouTube. As he's going through that process, it'll freeze
It'll freeze,
whatever's
yeah.
on YouTube. And on
Yeah.
Wednesday, that happened to freeze on me, looking particularly scornful, if I remember rightly.
Yeah, see, if
Yeah,
I
we
go and
kind
do
of
that now,
sneering at somebody.
so what I'm doing now is sharing internally, and then what'll happen out there, it'll freeze the screen.
Yeah.
So that's me balance now because I had to buy something out of here down here, Holden Spares. I had to buy $45 for a part for the car I needed. But I'll put that back. That'll get put back in. And Zoom was done 25th of August, automatic payment.
So you got $103 in there. Right?
Yeah, that's for next year. That's where to carry, and I've got to put back $45.
I don't think you need to really, personally, you need to put $45 back, personally. I mean,
yeah, but it wasn't meant to go in for the car. It's meant to stay in there for only one reason.
He's keeping his book straight, so that account is for
only for Zoom for the
Zoom.
Stream,
yeah.
Well, that's good because that means you ain't far. You only got to get a few more sort of PayPals and things over the next. Well, you've got a year, but
yeah.
I'm sure you'll have enough in there to cover next year way before. You've only got to catch some of us in generous moments. Yeah,
dollar
exactly.
Here, dollar
yeah.
there. I know some people come on their stream and they mention it nearly every stream that they need help with something.
Well, at least you're not spending $1,000 or whatever is on a flipping cable for speakers, unlike a certain flat earther that.
I need a new computer.
Oh yeah, what's a new computer? Yeah.
I need very expensive speakers so I can monitor the channel.
Yeah, that was wasn't that Oakley or something that wanted £1,000 or something for it was a cable. It was a speaker cable, wasn't it?
No, he wanted expensive speakers to monitor rather than just having cheap headphones like everyone else does in the world.
Yeah,
Oh, was it? That's what it was, was it? No.
yeah, that's what it was.
Oh, I thought it was a cable. Apparently, somebody said it was some cables.
Of course, there's Bev's personal protection computer.
Oh yes, that's right.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah.
I would have gotten a laptop.
Security.
It's easier to throw those.
It does a damage to the laptop, right enough. Well, actually, if you throw a tower at somebody, computer tower, that could do some damage too.
Yeah, well, true, but I mean, you stand a better chance of hitting them with a laptop.
I wouldn't try throwing this tower at somebody. Quite apart from the fact it take me umpteen, I don't know how long to unplug it. It's bloody heavy. This tower has carrying handles for a bloody good reason.
Yeah.
If I get enough momentum up, they're going to feel it.
I like the beefy computers.
It's one of those old HP Z worktops, and you've got a big carrying handle at each end. They're big old bits of kit.
That's what I do for home because it's cheaper. So I've got a Z. What is it? The Z420.
This is
And so I was able to-
600.
So I was able to pick this up for really cheap. Whereas when I used to use these at work, they were $5,000-6,000 each. So now I can get one and stick a whole lot of stuff in it, and less than.
Well, I
half
might
a
wait
grand.
until after Christmas, but I was looking at upgrading this. This was second hand off eBay. It was
that's the way to do it. Yeah.
just over £200. It's twin processor, quad core. I've put in a slightly better graphics card in it. There's about 12 fans in there.
Yeah.
I upgraded the processors. Although, of course, at the time I didn't realise it was a twin processor.
Yeah.
So I bought a processor, opened the case up, and went, "Oh bollocks! It's got two."
I just thought
I had to
I'd
find
mention,
another identical one.
I just thought I'd mention to the Peanuts. This is our newest panel member, Timbo Turtle, in the flesh. And don't discriminate him because he's a turtle. He's waving to you. See, look, there you go. Say hi to Timbo Peanuts.
I like turtles.
Hey, Peanuts. Moving over here.
Turtles are good. I like turtles.
Turtles all the way down.
Yeah. I picked turtle for a few things, apart from holding the world on your back, which was one.
Yeah.
Been a Terry Pratchett fan.
Good man.
And I'd like to point out that my namesake's on the Toon Show Yeah. Well, every now and then makes an appearance.
RT96 just put a turtle for an emoji. And Clive.
Yeah.
There we go. They're catching up. They're a bit slow, these peanuts.
Well, the feed's a little bit behind. That's
Yeah, about 15, 20 seconds.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm trying to work out. What happened to Paul's? Sorry, we're a bit slow tonight. Today's scientists gave.
All right, Clive got it before I even put the clue out.
Yes, Clive got it.
So today's scientist gave us such concept as valence bond theory and electron negativity, and was the founder of quantum chemistry. That's a spelling boo-boo. I won't tell you about that. Molecular biology and molecular genetics. And he was L something P. Yeah. And did you say Clive got it straight away without the clue?
He did, yeah.
Clive likes doing that.
Makes it no fun for the rest of the peanuts then, I'm waiting for the clue. Oh, look, Farmer,
Yeah.
because the cat's given up, you don't have to be playing. You going to scratch on the post? You going to hop on the top and go curl up?
I don't think it's that sturdy. It'll take a cat, but it won't take me, I don't think.
Hey, Farmer, you'll appreciate this.
Oh,
my
yeah.
avatar works on obviously character recognition for the camera.
Yep.
But my cat just jumped up and stuck his tail in front of the camera. So if you see my avatar doing some really weird things, it could be why.
It's not you, it's the cat.
See if it shows up on the YouTube stream. Let's have a quick
There you go, Terry. You just got a little boost to the kitty, by the way. I just sent a little bit.
Oh, really?
Yeah, well.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
I
Lindsay.
appreciate $1, but I don't like people to go out of their way because money's pretty scarce these days.
no, well, I'm not too bad at the moment. My money got increased a bit because I'm on the sick, so I've got a little bit. I've got a bit to spare, so you know.
Yeah, like
Crumpy's using swear words. Yeah, I was going to say, Crumpy's using swear words in the live chat over there.
Is he?
That,
Yeah,
Is he using the L word?
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
the L word. Yeah, swear jar, Crumpy.
What you're not allowed to use that word, the L word.
I don't know. We might put it in the list.
Considering he's on pretty much every show, you know, it's a bit difficult.
yeah, I know.
You know.
Oh, thank you. I don't know. Is that? Oh, from Dora. Is that from Dora? Look at that. Oh, you guys can spy on it. Oh, thank you.
You just doxed me. You just doxed me now.
No,
Thank you
they
very
can't.
much.
They can't. You're not to go out there. They
We've
can't.
got
No
my
one
full
out there can
Oh,
see
they
it.
can't
Yeah,
see it
but-
out there. Oh, that's all right then.
yeah,
Well,
That's
they can't see
okay.
it.
Yeah, we
That's
don't.
right.
We
To,
were-
yeah, to everyone else.
Oh, that's all right then.
Well,
That's
you
okay.
were-
We're
knew
going to
that.
get Blue's real name somehow.
You just,
We're
yeah,
gonna
you just
figure out how
dox
do
me to the
that.
rest of the panel, though. You just dox
I
me
know
to the rest of the
Farmer's
panel.
real name, but I always forget it.
Yeah.
We're just
I
gonna
know
get-
I know his real name as well.
Yeah.
Of course you do, because we're on Twitter.
Yeah, I know.
And that's what gets me is all of these idiots who keep sort of trying to make up stories about us. It's like, well, it's not very difficult to find me on Twitter, is it?
Hey, you want me to dox Blue? Because I know Blue's in here somewhere. How do you find?
I don't know Blue's real name. I don't think. I'm not,
Don't be doing that.
Don't be
Oh,
doing
what,
that.
what,
No,
here?
don't-
I want to know his
no,
real
not
name.
even. No, not even it. Don't do it in here. Don't do it in here. Can't. No, it's not.
No,
it's not
I got
good.
no
It's not
idea.
good.
I got no idea who any. Oh, look,
There you
there,
go. That's me.
there's Blue's real
Yeah,
name.
there he. Oh, sorry. I didn't know that's how you spelled your first name.
Oh, that's his real Blue Marble Science. That's his real name. He was christened Blue Marble Science.
Yeah, his parents really hated him. Let's call him Blue Marble Science.
I named this child Blue Marble Science. Say what?
My parents didn't have that problem because we weren't christened. So, fuck it.
Neil was I. Actually, out of all three of us, I was the only one that wasn't christened, baptized, or whatever you want to call it.
Neither me. Well, my parents aren't, however you want to put it, overly religious. Although I found that as they get older, they seem to be taking a bit more of an interest in it. It's like, it's too late now.
I think what it was.
Dora said to send it back. Okay, how do I send it back? Oh shit, the link's broken. I can't get it back open.
Oh dear.
Oh, I've lost the link.
I put it through as friends and family, so I can't reverse it. I can't demand for it back again unless you give it to me back.
Oh, sorry, the link broke. I can't get back into it. There must be something wrong with it.
Oh well.
I lost my password.
Never mind.
Lost your password.
Easy come, easy go.
Duct tape.
Duct tape. Yeah, that's it. That'll fix it.
Tape.
Fixes everything
It
else.
fixes everything.
Yeah. Hey, if you can't fix it with duct tape, fuck it. It's broke.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Uh-oh. Swear jar.
Oh,
Fair word.
where?
Yeah.
That's gotta be worth at least $10. That the F word.
Yeah, procreation one. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it depends in what context. See, it could be, if it's did in a certain context, it can be more.
What? Well, like, give me an example of what context.
Yeah. Use that word in a sentence. Go on. I dare you.
You want me to swear?
Well, just replace it with something else. Strawberries or something. I don't know. What the strawberries is going on here?
You never
I don't know.
need strawberry swearing.
I've paid my dues anyway now, so I can't swear anymore. I'll have to put more in.
Yeah, but you can say words that are classed as swearing from where you guys are over there that we wouldn't even consider being a swear word over here.
Yeah, I mean, what the see
I know
next
what the hell
Tuesday.
you're talking about.
The see next Tuesday word is about as strong as you get in the UK. You know, it's pretty harsh. If you call somebody that, it's as bad as it gets. Yeah, there's not many stronger words than that.
Yeah, we don't use it over here. They don't even use it in prisons or biker gangs.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, it's even stronger in the States, isn't it? I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyone want to pay me money to time out Gary for his spamming or being a whatever you call it? Because that's all he puts in the peanuts.
Good Flat Earth Day, everyone.
Yeah.
Good Flat Earth Day. Today's an International Bacon Day. What are you talking about?
Is it?
Yeah, I believe so.
Oh, I love
Quick to the kitchen.
Nina, love. Did you know it's International Baking Day today? You're gonna bake something.
My bacon's
No
in the
bacon.
freezer.
No bacon, as in
bacon,
sliced up pig.
Oh, is it not baking? Oh,
Bacon.
bacon. Dan was getting excited then. Oh shit.
Pig for
We
God's
Bacon.
pronunciate our
That's not
words.
to
We
get
don't,
excited about.
we don't
Bacon.
shorten them like say bacon for baking.
Oh, it's not baking. Apparently, it's Bacon Day. Apparently, International Bacon. Make me a bacon sandwich then, if you like.
You're gonna bake a
The
sandwich.
stream's gone all to hell.
How do you bake a sandwich?
Make a sandwich, I said. I didn't say bake a sandwich. Damn you.
Huh?
Actually, technically, it's probably not International Bacon Day till tomorrow for you guys, but we're a little bit ahead. September 3rd.
Yeah, it is September 3rd.
Oh, good. That's right. Depends where you are in the world.
Yeah, it depends on where you are.
Saturday, 3rd of September, International Bacon Day 2022.
And it's going to be our day tomorrow for us fathers.
Okay.
Father's Day
My-
tomorrow in our part of the world. Yeah.
My bacon's in the freezer. It'll take ages to thaw out. Might have to have some tomorrow instead.
But should it be crispy or chewy?
Yeah, you got real bacon, or you got that fake bacon?
Excuse me, we only have real bacon over here. None of that strips of fat rubbish.
None of that Canadian stuff that's not really bacon.
Yeah.
It's got to have the
proper
it's got to have the
bacon.
round bit of meat on the end with the rind on the edge, and the
Oh, yeah.
and the strip next to it. Street
Yeah.
bacon.
Two strips of fat and then the meat.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Yeah.
to answer your question about how I like mine cooked, I like it kind of somewhere in between crispy and kind of chewy. So the rind is starting to get a bit crispy, but the bacon is still got a bit of pinkness to it. It's only slightly browned maybe. That's how I like it, somewhere in between. It's nice to have a bit of crunch, a little bit of crunch.
A little bit of crunch, yeah.
Yeah.
Some people like that really, dry, powdery stuff. I think it's gone too far when you.
Oh, they keep it going until it
Yeah,
goes all
it's
crunchy.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's just burnt.
yeah, that's right. That's what you do when you're doing it in cooking. Yeah.
My son-in-law likes burnt toast. I have no idea why.
Oh,
I don't get that.
I'd say putting Vegemite on it look the same.
Burnt toast as well. What was that? But then undercook. I don't undercook my toast. No, I don't. I like it. Brown's not.
bread? Is it just bread?
I'm having an argument with son-in-law about toast right now. He says I have it anemic, and I don't. I have it brown. I like it brown, not anemic, not burnt.
I like it where it's just gone. You got a bit of a crust. It's a little bit lightish brown. That's my preferred spot. But everything up to underburnt. But
I like it kind of like a bit more than golden brown, just slightly over that.
Yeah, but isn't it worse when you got other people?
this.
Isn't it worse when you've got other people that use the toaster and they always adjust the thing a little bit different?
Yeah, that's the thing. That's the thing because he likes his burnt. If I come in afterwards, he's got it turned right up, and I just go and make the cup of tea or whatever I'm doing, and it's bloody burnt. I have to start again because I'm not eating bloody burnt toast. Every bloody time. There's happened loads of times. That is. Yeah, I know you do.
That's why it's handy having those 4 slice toasters. What we got, you can have 2 different settings for different size.
Yeah, well, we always have 4 between us. We got a 4 slice, but so they're both always set at the same ways.
Okay.
Yeah, it's always like 4 slices.
So my side's the right side, and your side's the left side, or something. Don't touch the right.
Yeah, that'd be better if you just have 2, wouldn't it?
And pull the knob out.
Yeah.
Just set it.
Yeah, glue it. I'm going to glue it one of these days. I'm going to glue it on medium one of these days. Glue it shut. That's it. It's stuck on that.
Duct tape.
Duct tape. Yeah. Well, you can pull that off. You can't unglue it really.
Look at this. Watch this.
Was it a cat?
No, Farmer.
Farmer's playing with it, not a cat.
Playing with his balls.
No,
yeah,
ball,
well,
ball.
singular. Yeah.
Why don't you have 2 hanging?
There's a spare one.
Yeah, I was going to say.
He came with a spare one. Actually, but when I unpacked it all, I thought, what's this loose? Oh, it's a spare one. Because obviously they're thinking the cat's going to play with it and shred it, and there's a spare one that you can tie on.
There's a whole load of rumours going to go around.
Well, you got to have 2 there.
There's a whole rumour is going to go around now that the farmer's boy's got a spare ball. Anybody want it? That's going to go around the community now.
And it jingles when he plays with it.
Yeah.
I was going to say Dave worked out what Vegemite's good for.
Yeah, I think I read that.
It's good for a lot of things. It's good for a lot of things, but yeah, burnt toast is with Vegemite.
Yeah, it hides the burnt toast.
Burn your toast.
Yeah, but you can't tell how much Vegemite you put on it.
No, that does make it a bit hard, but then again. Yeah.
Vegemite.
Well, you don't have it by the bloody shovelful like some people do. I've seen on the YouTubes.
Yeah.
They get a spoonful of it out and eat it, and That's not how you eat it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's the same. It's the same with people with Marmite as well. It's like people
Yeah.
try a Marmite for the first time and they have a great big massive dollop on it. And
Oh, no.
spread it on. Of course, of course, you're not going to like it. It's not meant to have like that amount.
Nah.
It's like mustard, isn't it? You know, you only have a smidgen of mustard. You don't
Oh,
dollop
no,
on
no,
like
no, no. You
big
don't
like
have a
butter
smidgen of
and-
mustard. No, you have it.
Yeah, but it's-
I
that's
like-
have you tried English mustard recently?
I
You
have.
don't. You don't
I have
put like.
mild. I only have mild American mustard.
Oh, there you go. Yeah, well, English mustard is a bit different. It's a bit stronger, quite a lot stronger actually.
Okay,
by
I'll
a
have,
factor
I'll
of
have a look
10.
at the English mustard then.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's a little bit.
Try Coleman's English mustard. No, you do not want to have too much of that. Farmers.
On a bit of pork pie.
On a bit of pork, yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, yes.
Pork pie.
I've got a little jar of it down in the cupboard in the kitchen somewhere.
They're so rare here,
Yeah.
pork pies. I go in the deli at Coles and there's always only
Yeah.
1 or 2 there. So somebody must be eating
Show you
them.
something that will freak you out then.
Oh, he's gonna.
And
And
try
they're
the
not very
pork
big
pies.
either, the ones we've got. Like, they're only about
Nah.
50,
They're only tiny little.
small ones. Yeah,
They're
really
small. They're smaller than a standard meat pie.
Yeah, yeah.
They're sort of like, you know, tasters.
I'm going to get one. Every time I go there, there's only usually ever one left.
I think I've made a pork pie once, like a pie out of pork. That is, so pork pie, I suppose. I had leftover roast. But,
We're waiting on Farmer to
Not
get back.
I
You know, the
don't know,
longer we
Farmer, I
wait,
don't
the
know his
longer we have
breeding.
to, the longer we have to play Lindsay.
Oh, here he is. What's he got? Oh,
Ooh.
Coleman's
Pork
English
pie.
mustard.
That's
Hey,
mustard with this mustard with this
wait a minute. Wait a
Fork?
minute.
No,
Wait a minute.
it's
I'll make him bigger so we can see what he's doing.
So how much mustard
So
do you
here
put
we
on
go,
your
here we
pork
go,
pie?
here
Then
we
let's have a
go.
look.
Can
Let's
you
have a
guys
look.
see?
How
Oh,
much mustard do I put on my pork pie?
Yeah.
You guys
Probably
seem
about-
big?
That's
Probably about that much, yeah?
Yeah, that's not bad.
Yep,
That's right.
we do.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
okay. Oh my god. Oh no, I couldn't do that. I couldn't do that.
Mm,
It's nice, but it needs a bit of pork pie to go with it.
yeah.
I like hot, spicy food, so mustard, not an issue.
Yeah, but I find like mustard is a bit different from say eating a hot chili. It's completely different to me, and it's the same with a really hot curry. I can eat really hot chili, but I can't eat really hot curry.
I've
I couldn't do that with mustard.
I've done the really hot curries, and the problem is all you're getting is heat.
Yeah,
You're not
that's
getting
right.
much in the way of flavour.
Yeah, that's
And
right.
and although I can do them, I can eat them. What's the point? I want to taste it. Yeah,
Yeah, exactly.
my mouth and my throat can take it, but all you're getting is the heat.
That's right.
Yeah, they're a bit pointless. I say, I've tried all of them in the past, and it's like no, go for the flavour.
Yeah. I can eat a spoonful of horseradish sauce. I could do that. That's all right.
I can. I just don't like the stuff.
Don't you? Oh,
No, just don't like the flavour.
Timbo's just went inside. Must have been getting sunburnt out
Yeah.
there in the sun.
oh look,
It's
he's in his
inside
living
now,
room.
yeah.
He's all right. Okay. Looked like he was sitting in a rocking chair there. For a
No, he's
minute.
on his front of his desk, swiveling on his chair.
Yeah.
It's giving it that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I really wish I had a pork pie in there.
Have you not got any pork pies in your fridge?
Uh,
No pork pies.
Where's the
I
nearest?
am.
Where's your nearest shop to duck down to get one?
Oh, I've probably got it down in the village store, but I've got so much other stuff in the fridge instead.
Mm.
That's probably better for me. You have to think about these things when you're diabetic.
Mm. Are we
What's
ready
the calorie
for?
content of this stuff?
Are we ready for this shit?
Yes, my mug is empty, so
Yeah, mine
yeah.
too. This is part 3, if it makes any sense, from part 1 to 2. So if you've missed out on part 2 and part 1, part 3 will fix you up. It'll make more sense.
Well, I'd about more. How about any? If it makes any sense at all, that would be nice.
Yeah, so it won't matter which order you watch part 1, 2 and 3 in. They'll all be the same.
Yeah, gobbledygook.
Frozen again. Ketchup.
It does. It does that.
does. Yeah.
Terry.
Wait a minute, Matt. I wasn't ready yet.
What? How do you know what I'm going to ask you? How do you know?
There we go.
How do you know what I'm going to ask you?
I got no idea what you were going to ask. I thought you were going to tell us about the
No.
rockets or something.
Well, I could do if you like.
Oh, we can get back to that after the rockets.
Yeah.
We'll come back to that.
Yeah. In the meantime, Terry,
Yes, Matt.
press play. Burn in the ring of fire. Is that male and female son? Is that what you're saying? Is it what?
No.
It's not. None of it is.
Oh, dear.
Oh, autofocus.
My eyes are going all blurry. What's going on here?
Adjust your autofocus, Terry.
I'll try. I'm trying.
Oh, they're saying there's no audio out in the peanuts. I can't hear.
Is that good or bad?
So boom.
Oh, do you want me to rewind
Bang,
it,
you get the
Peanuts?
Yeah, Clive is demanding a restart.
Okay.
Which is about
Clive,
two flat Earth philosophy.
Clive is demanding.
Everything's flat Earth here. Yeah. The entire model. The very first, the only true model. History has never shown us this before. It's all here because I've sussed it all out through ancient knowledge and just adding one and one together. You start using this, you come up with all the answers. You do not live on a spinning ball. So this is just an addition to the previous two videos regarding the two forces that come together to create what science calls gravity.
Gravity.
The two forces come together to create the black hole.
Insert that gravity. I haven't got it. Sorry.
And form a...
Can you do it, Farmer?
What you mean, reservoir?
Yeah, I know. I know. I need to get that and insert that right there.
Avoidance zone, which is the ecliptic plane, and that avoidance zone is the black hole. The sun is on the horizon of that black hole, moves around it, which is a ring of fire.
We're just talking about mustard, and now he's talking about ring of fire.
And the two come together. So check out my previous videos. It's all about the Central Arctic,
Matt,
the Tree of Life. It all starts there, and it's all blown up out
Don't do that.
our realm. There's the tropical zone, and this is what it looks like.
You won't get caught
That
for
is an
that.
image
no,
of what's back in here, creating that black hole.
It
And
just
that ring
don't
of
want you
fire.
singing.
Yeah.
So I'm going to give you another image that you've never seen before. I haven't thought about before. It just brings it all together for you. Understanding the two fields, either side of the tropics, Capricorn and Cancer, being the same, the female, and up the middle comes the male. Friction.
Really? Really? Okay.
Up the middle comes the male.
Yeah, the female.
Okay. I didn't know this was
The upward
X-rated.
force back at creation, yeah,
this
coming
video.
up off the Earth, the magnetic field. Then you've got the male coming back down into to create the sun. So this is the
Or daughter.
This is the female. Both sides of the tropics. This drawing's not quite right, is it?
No, there
Both
goes
sides
his
of the
brain
tropics.
freeze. He
This is
forgets
the
where he is
peering
up to.
up to the middle here when this rising field comes up out of the Earth, which comes from below Earth. This field coming up is the electrons, we call them electrons, that aren't pairing to keep the cycle flowing. And you get some pairing to create the sun and the black hole. The black hole is equilibrium where they're paired.
Oh, don't
Found
do
rest.
that.
Place
That
of rest.
messes with
Black
my
hole.
eyes.
Earth is
That
from the
messes
hole.
with my eyes.
It's
horrible.
stationary.
Yeah.
So here's the female, and up come
There's the female and up comes the male.
in the centre.
In the centre, yeah.
And these are all the nodal points. See?
I wonder if
They
I should
create
get
the
that in
radioactive
that
decay,
closed caption.
pairing, that feed the sun.
Get that
So boom.
caption.
Bang, you get the sun.
Or daughter.
Which is about this size
You know, what he says is just as bad
in
as
relation to that hole there.
That
It's
sounds
like the
incestual,
head,
doesn't
the head
it?
of a child or the yolk of an egg. That's the cosmic egg there in reality. The actual cosmic egg, not the sleeping science gives you. And you know the sun moves quicker than all the other celestial bodies, so all that
What the hell?
covers, catches up and covers all the stars, not all of them, but he catches the stars and the planets and hides them for however long they take, depending on their cycles. Hides the Orion's belt. Orion's belt
Oh no.
sits in this dead centre, that zone there. Moves around there 24/7, 365 days a year until the sun catches up to it and hides it for 3 months. But we see it for 9 months. See, look at that. Right there in your face. Can't deny it. Get out there with your cameras and look towards the celestial equator. Get the gap. There's a gap. Northern horizon, northern hemisphere, southern hemisphere star rotations. Orion's belt comes through here. Dead centre. Not here at this time of the year though. Wait till mid-August. There you have it. That sun moves around, everything's moving around.
Yeah,
Right.
why is that, Lindsay? Didn't explain that bit.
No.
What do you mean there you
Oh,
have
thing
it?
is the
There
magnetic
you
field
have
of the compass.
Yeah,
magnet.
there you have it.
Look, what does that look like? I just drew it out and stood back and looked,
Well,
oh my god.
To quote chemo, exactly.
There's your
Exactly,
tortoise or
yeah.
turtle.
After
Moving
having
ever so
completely failed
slowly.
to make any point
15
whatsoever.
degrees per hour seems pretty slow to us. Celestial bodies.
Did he just
Well, it is, hang on.
Told you the
Did he
animals all
just shield
represent
turtle?
something. They make up something to do with the
He
flat
just
Earth
did,
design. Nothing to
yeah.
do with the spinning ball, of course.
Let me just rotate
There's a
my chair at 15
turtle.
degrees an hour.
Okay.
No, I am.
Yeah, I'm waiting.
God, this is boring.
Yeah.
It's been too fast there, farmer boy. Slow down.
I know. Go any faster, I'll get thrown out.
Do,
my
do
chair.
you want us to
Blimey.
come? Do you want us to come back in about 12 hours?
Hell, if you want, I won't be here.
Now I want to read you something. Science related. What's radioactive decay? That's what radioactive decay is, and it's all to do with the imbalance of the magnetic field. This weak force and a strong force. Choke point.
So
We
magnetic
dispersed
has got to do
wider
with
field
radioactive
itself. Can't deny
decay.
it. Earth is fixed and stationary, never moves.
No, he seems to
The
think.
field moves around it. We all exist in the field. You travel from A to B, you're curving with the field. And that curving works with the azimuth, the meridians. Curves laterally, but it's all, look, symmetrical. It's the toroidal field. It all works in relation with that. You don't get from A to B across the earth in a straight line. Someone's going to pull a piece of rope or string or wire for a couple of thousand miles.
You can't travel in a straight line.
You're following a magnet, a compass, and the compass takes you on this journey. Not straight A to B. Now, why does radioactive decay occur? This is science. You can check it out yourself. This is my new camera now. First video on my new camera. I've finally got it sussed. You've got to take the card out, stick it into the card reader, the slot of the laptop. Finally downloaded one. So I'll read you this. Just a little bit.
It still doesn't have any better tech though.
Radioactive decay at the spontaneous process through which an unstable atomic nucleus breaks into smaller, more stable fragments. So it's just told you, unstable, meaning they're not balanced. It's all to do with the magnetic field. Unstable atomic nucleus, they're calling it. Breaks into smaller, more stable fragments. Stable. It's finding equilibrium. They're coming together to find rest, to create the black hole. Not all of them. It's pairing. This is the electron pairing, you see. Pairing is creating the state of rest. Have you ever wondered why some nuclei decay while others don't? See, they don't decay, they don't find equilibrium in here. The female will keep falling back to earth and go through the recycling system, have another go. Well, this male's coming up all the time. Get pairing, radioactive decay becomes the super duper energy that feeds the sun. See, some of this goes into the black hole, the others just go by it. It's basically a matter of thermodynamics. Every atom seeks to be as stable as possible. Seeks to be as stable as possible. Equilibrium. They're all seeking their own state of rest, equalizing. That's why the field only survives on this unequal balance, because forever moving, it's perpetual motion. Free energy is just around the corner.
Which corner?
Yeah.
Every atom seeks to be as stable as possible. In the case of radioactive decay, instability occurs when there is an imbalance in the number of protons and neutrons. Imbalance. Oh goodness. So we've got imbalance. What have we got here? Neutrons, the female, and the proton. How many videos have I explained this before? In the atomic nucleus. Basically, there is too much energy inside the nucleus to hold all the electrons together. The status of the electrons of an atom doesn't matter for decay. The status of the electrons of an atom doesn't matter for decay, although they, too, have their own way of finding stability. If the nucleus of an atom is unstable, the magnetic field is imbalanced, eventually it will break apart to lose at least some of the particles that make it unstable. To find pairing, where they get married. Plasma, nodals, marrying, pairing, radioactive decay. The original nucleus is called the parent, while the resulting nucleus or nuclei are called the daughter or daughters. Haven't we spoken about the daughters? It's in the Iliad. He calls these daughters. You trying to tell me science doesn't understand the Iliad? The Iliad describes the whole flat Earth model, and I'll be putting it up in my Patreon. So, the parent, he's the parent, the sun's the parent. The moon is the mother, sun's the father. Love thy mother, love thy mother and love thy father. It's not your physical parents down here. Look up, my friend. The daughters might still be radioactive, eventually breaking into more parts.
The ceiling.
Or they might be stable.
You get a ceiling?
Yep.
If they're not
Yeah, I've
stable,
got a
find
ceiling.
equilibrium, they keep flowing.
Yep.
It's a recycling system. Down, through the earth, up, down, back up here, peering into the sun or pass by it. Remember, this is an exploded view of what's happening in here. Place of inaccessibility, Arctic Circle, dead centre. Dead. Everything, when we die, all our energy goes back through the sun. Well, not the sun, no, that's if you've got your soul. If you've gained your soul in your second birth. Otherwise, you go through the black hole and get recycled.
Recycled.
It just isn't the what do they call them? Electrons or nuclear?
Not how that
Electrons.
works.
Waters, whatever. 3 types of radioactive decay. We won't go into that.
Why
Not
not?
sure what they're on about there.
They don't know what they're on about.
Gamma, probably gamma.
Isn't that the kettle meat
That's all I
pot?
wanted to say. So they understand this. Any of these science wannabes want to make stupid comments. It just shows how ignorant they are, and they're not capable of thinking properly. They should have clicked onto this way back. It's only the flat earthers that seem to have an open mind and understand it. So there's the model there. There.
Tend to understand it. Right?
And not many people took up the offer, $3.99 for the entire breakdown of the Iliad and how it describes the whole flat earth system. There's only a handful of guys there.
Really?
So what I thought I'd
Yeah,
do,
really?
if you're really
Go
interested,
figure.
a $50 one-off donation to my Patreon,
Oh, Timbo's in
Or-
space.
or I go through a,
When did they launch
PayPal.
that rocket?
not sure, but if you want to show your interest,
I'm just trying to
the
get a
first
good
video
view
I'll
of
put
the
up will
Artemis
show you
from-
this, the tropical gap and how it's described in the Iliad. It's just like this. You can't deny it.
I can.
I'll give you my email again.
Can't we? We can't deny it. We
Show
can't.
your
Apparently.
interest. $50. $50.
We just did, Lindsay.
And
It's crap.
Yeah.
obviously got all the other videos.
Oh,
Price
talking
them out later.
shite.
This is a good one. That's the better one. So nzbldr@gmail.
How about we just send him a
.com.
message on his Gmail and spam his emails?
Register your interest in this video, and I'll send it to you.
I wouldn't encourage
I
people
don't
to
think I'll
do
put it on Patreon because I think they've hacked into there. Like someone's going to try and get the video first or something. But I could send it to you direct. These videos direct. So it's up to you guys if you're really interested or not.
What's he going to send them to us on an SD
So that's all I
card?
wanted to add to the other two videos. So thanks for watching. Catch you later.
Oh, thanks, Lindsay, because that really cleared things up.
Yeah, the bit about the female and the male going up through the centre. Yeah, that really clears
So,
things up.
was he saying that the sun is the male and the moon is the female?
Yeah,
or something?
yeah,
Or is it?
yeah,
Is there a male and a female sun? Or I didn't.
No, the sun's either
Well,
male
no.
and the moon's female or something.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but at one stage Capricorn was the tropic Capricorn and Cancer were both females, and the male went up between them.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, a menage a trois sort of thing.
No.
Mm.
There was three in the bed, and the little one said, "Roll over."
So yes, he's a bit confused.
A bit. Do you think?
A bit.
Sir, he's off his meds, sir. Yeah,
He's off his bloody rocker.
exactly.
So Artemis update. They're now manually loading liquid hydrogen, slow fill manually loading liquid hydrogen, but it doesn't look like they've actually solved the leak yet.
What, manual loading with cups and buckets?
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah,
As a bucket line.
yeah.
Is it me, or are you getting cold?
Yeah.
No, it's pumped, obviously. There's old boy on a bicycle next to it. pedaling
Yeah,
like
obviously, yeah.
that.
Both.
Are we there yet?
Yeah, that's it. No, it just means it's not computer controlled. They're manually controlling the flow, the amount of flow of hydrogen that's going in. So, because at this point it should be on fast fill at the moment, but obviously it's not. So they're just controlling it slowly. But there's no news on the actual leak, whether they've solved that yet or not. So who knows?
Just getting another roll of duct tape.
Yeah. I don't know if the duct tape would stick. It'd be a bit cold, wouldn't it? It might come off again.
Yeah, only works in a certain temperature range, doesn't it?
Yeah, you need some of that capstan tape.
Yeah, I think actually this is one of the few times duct tape probably wouldn't work.
Yeah.
Bubble gum.
There you are. We'll do a
Blue
brief.
tack.
We'll do a brief
Bubblegum
update.
Crisis was a good anime.
A brief update
Oh,
for Matt.
There you go. So you can see the progress of. So by now you probably would have seen more hydrogen in tanks than you would liquid oxygen, as you see there. But that's not the case at the moment. So hydrogen is going in a bit slow right now.
No, is that all that? Is that what that is? Okay. What's that G word?
Getting on for 106,000.
I don't know. Why haven't they got that in metric so it's easier to understand?
Just times it by 4.5.
Oh, who cares? Just go by the percentage. Who cares?
It's a NASA live feed that has gallons instead of liters or tons.
That's because they're still using freedom units, aren't they?
Yeah.
That's what I thought used metric for everything.
No. Well, this no doubt aimed at an American audience.
Yeah, but America's number one, don't forget. That's the only country it matters.
Only in their eyes.
Yeah. No offence, Blue.
None taken.
538,263 gallons capacity. Whoa!
Well, to me, a gallon's around 4 litres, so I times it by
4.54.
Yeah.
So it's just over 4.5 litres to the gallon. That's 4.5 of our litres.
Yeah.
Or it's our gallon. Because the American conversion rate is different.
You have a gallon? I don't think we've got a gallon anymore. I have no idea what a gallon is.
My car's got a 17-gallon diesel tank, which is about 70 litres. Because we still use miles over here, so I still think about... If I check my car, it will tell me what it's doing in miles per gallon. One of the few hangovers we've got from the Imperial sort of system.
Yeah, it was a bit odd when they went over here and we started calling kilometers per litre rather than the other way around. It's the standard measure.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry, litres per kilometre. Sorry.
That just confuses the hell out of me. I still, if I picture it, if I have to go and drive somewhere, I still picture it in. If somebody says, it's 30 miles away, you think, yeah. Somebody said it's 30 kilometres away, I'd be sitting there thinking, how bloody far is that?
Did anyone get disappointed with Fight the Flat Earth debate?
I didn't watch it.
No, I didn't get disappointed because as soon as I heard Democ start talking, I just turned it off.
Exactly.
Oh, it wasn't.
Exactly.
It wasn't Democ, was it? Was it Democ?
Yeah.
Whoever he'd got lined up couldn't do it, so he had Democ instead. And if anybody's heard more than 5 minutes of Democ, that's all you need to know.
What the hell is he thinking having Democ on?
I got no idea. I got no idea.
You can't talk to that guy at all. Nobody can.
What happened, Cakes? You got a short, but there's something wrong with the audio.
No, there's no audio from NASA at the moment, so that's what he means. But
no. Bakes Cake said, "Don't worry about playing my short."
Quarter till 8 a.m. here at the Kennedy Space Center in Florida. You're looking at the venting of gaseous oxygen from the core stage tank midway up the rocket. That's a good sign right there.
No, that's a leak. They better
liquid
fix that.
Oxygen, currently at 56% filled, is going well. Over on the liquid hydrogen side, teams are working to fix a hydrogen leak on the flow there, and they have got the launch director to sign off on a troubleshooting plan, and here's what it is. They are going to do a stop flow on the liquid hydrogen side. They're going to close the vehicle fill and drain valve to keep and protect the hardware. And then they're going to bring up pressure on the ground transfer line with helium and attempt to reseat a QD where the leak is. That QD, it's a quick disconnect. It's on the supply side. If we go down to the engine shot, that's the location where it is. They put pressure on that line in an attempt to try to get that 8-inch QD connection to reseat. They believe that the seal inside the vehicle and ground side plate, which is exactly on the opposite side of the core stage booster there, right there where you see that checkerboard target for tracking purposes. This is the plan that they have in place, again, to try to stop a leak, which they have seen some indication that it continues to leak when they raise the pressure on the liquid hydrogen.
Right, that makes sense. I know what he's on about.
That's the latest. Stand by.
It's not the pipe, it's not the rocket, it's the quick release coupling between the two.
Yeah.
That's what's leaking. It can't take the pressure when they ramp it up to, actually fill it up. So it sounds like what they're going to try and do is isolate it from the rocket and try and force it. They're going to ramp the thing up and try and force it to sort of seal itself in place.
By increasing the pressure with helium, I guess. That's pretty much what they're saying, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I've got a very, very small system of that. The airline to my my airbrush. It's quick release couplings. I can just take if when I'm done, I want to clean the airbrush. I can just disconnect from the hose. It's a quick release coupling. It's exactly the same on here, only it's like that. You've got an 8-inch bit of pipe. That's the size of these lines. Bloody great bit of kit, but it's the same principle. It's a quick release coupling because it's obviously when it launches, it just wants to come apart. But the seal in there isn't sealing. So as they ramp the pressure up to fill it up, the seal's letting the hydrogen bypass it. So it sounds like they're going to try and force it using helium. It's the equivalent of hitting it with a hammer.
Yeah.
But they're going heavy-handed to try and force the seal shut. And if they can't fix that, then I strongly suspect it's not going to happen again.
Yeah.
Which would be disappointing.
But how's this any different to any other rocket launches that we've had in the past where they haven't had this problem and then all of a sudden we get a problem with just this launch for this rocket?
Well, I mean, don't forget, it's a brand new vehicle, isn't it? So
Hydrogen team updating the NASA test director that they are go to proceed with the raising the pressure to reseat that hydrogen supply line QD.
Will we see anything though? That's the thing.
No, because it's on the other side of where the camera is.
Yeah.
And even if the camera wasn't the right side, you probably wouldn't see anything anyway because it's all happening internally.
Internally,
isn't it?
It's just a tube going into the turn on a valve. Yeah.
It's not like you've actually got a bloke there with a dirty, great big lump hammer going, "Oh God, you bastard!" Fucking. I mean, it's none of that. It's somebody way off in a safe area pressing buttons and what if we twiddle this here knob,
rattling the nozzle to get that last couple of drops into the tank.
That's it.
Well, Farmer's Boy is actually talking absolute complete nonsense because there's little green men inside who work as we all know. So stop talking nonsense, Farmers. Come on.
Okay, sorry. That's it. Go and just blurt the truth out, why don't you?
Yeah, I'll let well, I haven't had my NASA shield check yet, so we've got to let it out.
CGI.
It's a card. CGI.
CGI.
Look at that. They're lying to us again.
Yep.
That's not real.
Yeah, that's it. That's definitely CGI. I can't argue with that.
Are you sure that's CGI? That looks pretty real. Are you sure?
Of course it's CGI. It has to be. Rockets
Oh,
can't
I
work
thought
in
that-
space.
Oh,
What are you talking
okay.
about?
Got nothing to press against. Push
No,
against.
but it's
Come
Yeah.
on.
but it's not. It's not in space though. Look at that thing there. I mean, that can't be CGI, could it? That blue thing. I thought
They can't even get the color right. Look at that. That's just
Yeah, where's the stars? I can't see any stars.
it's not in space. It's on the launch pad. That's real. Look, come on.
Somebody been slipping something in my tea.
Must have done. See, that's CGI. That bit there.
No, that's just the helium
Nah.
balloon.
No, it's the helium balloon.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, it's just a balloon.
Yeah, all you Canadians should really bitch about this, seeing as how you don't have a friggin' dime invested in it.
I think it's a waste of other taxpayers' money.
Yeah, that one always gets me.
Because it ain't mine and I don't really give a toss.
Yeah. Yeah, you get British people saying that as well. So what are you talking about? It's not your money. What's
Yeah.
wrong with you?
You're not a US taxpayer. What are you complaining for?
Yeah.
Exactly.
Thank you very much.
NASA's
NASA.
wasting
Good luck to
our
you.
money. No. NASA's wasting my money, not
Yeah.
your money.
Your money.
Exactly.
And I'm fine with them wasting my money.
The little bit that they're wasting.
Well, all of just under 1 cent of every dollar you pay in tax is wasting it. Yeah.
Yeah.
What you should be moaning about is the $750 billion spent on defence.
Yeah.
And they complain about these old boys.
Well, there's a whole lot of other missing money. Where's that all go?
What's that? It's about. I think defence is something like about 30% of total federal budget, or something, or 25%.
Up to about 20, 25, something like that. So
Yeah. 25, 30.
NASA's less than one. So
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm sure last year out of the total budget there was about 750 billion. You know, $750 billion was spent on defence and all the various projects therein.
Just to make that
NASA,
quote. Just to make that quote, do you think they spend $1 million on pencils? Do you?
Exactly. You know, 750 billion on defence, and what was NASA's budget? 24 billion or something.
Something like that.
and they're complaining about that, really?
that actually depends how you look at it. Because if you look at the mandatory spending versus the discretionary spending, so discretionary is, when they decide to it, then that's nearly half of the discretionary spending goes on military.
Was it last year that they said they'd actually worked out that NASA's budget wasn't as much as what America spent on pizza?
Yeah.
Really?
I think so. There was something like that, and they said that more money was spent on pizza than was spent on NASA. You know.
You sure this is not one of those rockets that you build in your lounge room that come in a box?
I mean, I've made, or I'm making some very detailed models, but oh boy, nothing quite like that.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, it's amazing
Everything
detail.
did right.
Amazing detail.
Yeah, it is.
Rivets and brackets and.
Well, you'd be surprised when you work at a scale of 1 to 1, just what sort of detail you can get in there.
Yeah.
It's on fire. Look, smoke. It's on fire.
No, that's a leak. Is that the leak they're trying to fix?
No,
that's liquid.
No.
That's liquid oxygen venting. It's all right.
You guys wouldn't appreciate it, but I look at the tower. I haven't had to see what you do for doing that sort of designs and the detailed drawings you need just to create that tower. It's phenomenal.
yes.
You look at all those stairs. Look at those stairs you've got to climb up.
The
Well, it's
amount
not
of
the
time,
stairs; it's all the pipework, all the logistics in between the things. Getting that's fiddly, horrible, crappy stuff. I can tell you.
It is.
I've had to do that sort of stuff.
I used to draw my plant rooms. I think it 1 in 25 for the welders,
Right.
and I showed every flange, every valve, even the butterfly valves. I actually showed the handles on them either open or closed, because quite often it was that tight. You had to make sure you actually had room to open and close the valve, make sure the handle didn't clash with another flange or another fitting or something. Yeah. So, and that was just in something that was a 10 meter long by 3 meter wide box. Yeah. And I mean, that could take several weeks to get it right. Designing that.
Yeah, They'd be doing that in BIM, but even in BIM, that's still
Yes.
phenomenal.
Yeah, I mean, I was
it's
only
just-
doing it in 2D CAD because that's all we needed
Yeah.
for something like that. But even so,
each component in BIM is going to have to be defined, so they'll be defining pretty much down to every bolt and nut, and making
Yep.
sure that you don't screw from one point into a cable on the other side and all sorts of stuff. So, yeah, that's a huge task just in itself.
yeah. Well,
Is
the
that
auction's going well.
Yeah, it's going well. Is that a moving platform? Anyone know, or is it? I assume
No,
that's how they got
that's
it.
a solid platform.
Yeah, I
Oh,
mean,
is it?
well, it's part of it's kind of connected or was connected to the crawler. So what the crawler does, it crawls up to the platform, and it's kind of like, and then they lower it down onto the kind of like these jacks. I don't know if you can see the right at the bottom where you can see those white struts. It's kind of lowered onto those struts and then bolted in, and then the crawler moves away.
So they did, use a crawler to get it there. It's like so it wasn't lifted into place. It was it's already vertical.
No, it's just kind of so some of it's part of the crawler and some of it's kind of not. If you know any, if that makes sense.
It's the Russians who still do that. The Russians, they bring it horizontally, then it's lifted into position.
Vertical. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Judy wants to know which links this one.
There's a few on it. The NASA TV channel has this, and there's another one which is just the Animus, which is playing the same feed.
I'll paste that one. The one we're watching, I just posted in the peanuts.
I just typed live into the YouTube search because, funnily enough, there's a lot of people watching it, so it comes up pretty much.
Oh, we're not going to sit here. We're not going to sit here for the next four and a half hours or so. So
no.
We'll have to get up and walk around and then sit down again. Yeah.
We were just talking about Fight the Flat Earth and Demick, and you say, "Oh, why does he bother?" 7,702 views.
Yeah.
And that was this is since yesterday. He's got over 1,200 comments. All of his fan club are saying, "Oh, that was brilliant. That was so much fun." Blah blah blah. That's why he does it.
That's because he likes the dumpster fire crap.
Yeah, exactly. The only reason why he's got good views on that is because people like a dumpster fire, don't they? But I'm not interested because I've heard Demo so many times. He's just
doesn't interest me. I like the guys a bit closer.
Zebulon, I believe that is ever so slightly taller than the Saturn V was. I think.
All right.
Actually, this particular derivative block one is actually slightly smaller.
I think is it the manned one that's
the manned one is slightly taller. Yeah, so
taller.
not a whole lot in it, but yeah. So this particular one, block 1B, which is going to be the manned one, is a little bit taller because obviously they need everything to keep the people alive.
Obviously, this has got much smaller engines than the Saturn V.
People are
because
excited.
The Saturn V didn't have boosters,
right?
For a start, these ones are only shuttle engines, albeit there's 4 of them, isn't there, as opposed to 3?
Correct.
But I think most of the thrust is coming from the boosters.
Yeah, initially, yeah.
Initially, it's always that first struggle of actually going from 0 to anything at all. It's a hell of a lot of mass to get moving from a standing start.
Yes, it takes about 7 seconds to clear the tower. So yeah.
But then once it does get going, oh boy.
Yeah, it will just accelerate exponentially, as I'm sure you're aware. So yeah, once it clears the tower, it's going around about 85 miles an hour, which doesn't sound a whole lot, but that will increase very rapidly.
Yeah. It's like whenever we used to watch C5 Galaxies fly over, you just look at it and how slow it was going and how huge, that's lots of those with the Joni, and how huge the plane was. And you think, I know why it's up in the air, but I'm still amazed that it actually is up in the air as you watch it fly over because it just looks so bloody slow and was so huge. And this thing, like you say, once it's cleared the tower, it's really not going any speed at all, is it?
No, not really.
You wanted size comparison.
Oh yeah, that's quite a good one.
Which one?
All compared to a Death Star.
I can't
I
read
think
that.
technically, the Russian rocket that wasn't successful is still the biggest of all. But I think the difference that they say is, that wasn't a public launch. The one that blew up and killed umpteen people.
Yeah,
I think
I
that
mean,
was bigger, but that was the only time they ever lit the touch paper.
it wasn't.
You know?
It was actually. Well, actually, it's slightly smaller than the Saturn V, but it was actually it had a lot more thrust than the Saturn V. But the thing is, it failed 4 times.
Yes.
One blew up on the launch pad near enough, or took off about a meter and then blew up, and then the other 3 blew up somewhere or failed somewhere during the flight.
I think it's the first one that took a lot of people out, didn't it?
Yeah, Or the one that blew up on the launch pad literally completely destroyed that whole launch facility. That it just completely gone. It was wiped out. So they went on to another launch pad for the next attempt.
Is it on that image there, that rocket, or not?
No,
it's not.
It's not.
Not on that one.
So you can see the difference with how really small the shuttle actually was. Really, it wasn't that big.
Yeah,
about half the size almost than the Saturn V. But when it comes to rockets nowadays, size isn't everything. That's what she said. So hang on, go back where you were just a second there, Terry. Where are we? Yeah, there you go. See on the right hand side there. There's the different blocks, the different types of SLS. So you got block 1, which is the far left one. Open up a bit.
So how tall is that in meters?
Off the top of my head, I don't know without looking. It might.
It was there a second ago. I was just trying to see. It's back on the other image, I think.
So you got block. Yeah. So you got block 1 cargo as well, which is obviously much the same as block 1, but obviously it's hasn't got the capsule on it. And then SLS block 1B crew. So there you go. That's the one there that's going to be taller than the Saturn V. That's the 3rd one and the 5th one along.
98 meters. There you go.
Yeah. So sorry, go on, Terry. Farmer, sorry.
Because of course the second one is manned, but they're not landing on the moon, and the 3rd one is manned, and they're landing on the moon.
Yeah.
Hence the extra.
I suppose all the life support systems and supplies and all that kind of stuff that they're going to need.
Give you a bit of trivia. It's taller than the USS Enterprise from Star Trek.
Okay.
Nice.
The Enterprise isn't actually the original one. Isn't actually that big, is it?
Well, it's not longer. The length of it's like the US. I just looked it up. The Enterprise was supposedly about 73 meters tall, but it was about 288 meters long.
So the whole point of SLS, it's not just going to be used for Artemis. It's going to be used as a general workhorse for NASA. It's going to be used for all kinds of different things. It's meant to be, interchangeable to meet those kind of demands.
Does orange mean anything? Has that changed? Because I know all the rocket ships have started using orange.
Yeah,
body.
All that really is. It's just that's the color of the foam insulation. It's actually brown, light brown in color, but when it gets cold or exposed to the atmosphere, it changes to that orange color. So it's not painted that color. Initially, their original plan was they were going to paint it, but there's no point because it all starts to flake off once they start lifting off, or the cryogenics kick in and it all goes very cold and stuff like that. So there's no point.
It costs money.
So. Yeah, it costs money. Exactly. Yeah. So they decided not to. So yeah, that's all. It's not painted orange. It's just the insulation foam goes that color.
Yeah, because I noticed the few rockets of that go on that with the color. So what's the other one? The shuttle booster. Was also
same.
Color. Yeah.
If you look at the very first earlier shuttles, the main tank is actually white. That's when they painted it. But they found that they were getting ice all over it and stuff like that. It was just covered in ice. So when they were lifting off, big chunks of ice were falling off. So they decided against that. So they just left the foam exposed like that. So when it's exposed to the atmosphere in the cold, it goes that orange color from a light brown color.
It's adding weight too.
Yes, exactly.
More than
paint
you
on
think.
some of that stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, weight was an
Probably
issue,
good.
wasn't it, in the early days of the development, trying to keep the structural integrity of the tanks.
Weight's always an issue.
Oh yeah, yeah. It'd probably take a good 1,000 pounds of paint.
I wonder why they're showing that.
Making sure the bolt's in place.
Yeah, the bolts they detach.
Oh, I think they were explaining earlier on that they're actually looking at the feed from one of the
Here to
engineers.
Florida.
So there's an engineer out there
They're
who's inspecting
landing
it.
about 60 kilometers offshore of Daytona Beach. They're landing a little bit closer off Cape Canaveral. And I think one person has managed to see a parachute at that distance with all the landings that they've done. So I would not expect you to be able to see Orion landing from San Diego in the daytime. No, absolutely not. Unfortunate, since if you're there, you're really, really close, but I don't think you'll be able to see it in all honesty, no.
So what you're saying is I should get in a kayak and attempt to... No, I'm not going to impinge on any landings.
You
said it, though.
You guessed exactly where my next point was going to be, and please don't get in a boat and try to go out and see it. There will be exclusion zones and everything as Orion comes back for boaters protection, mariner protection, and also for the capsule and eventually the cruise as well.
Yes, indeedy.
And not just the ones for commercial crew. There's a big old Navy ship out there, so don't do it. Just don't do it.
Well, since we've got several hours to go, and hopefully we haven't heard about the valve yet. So.
But speaking of exclusion zones,
by the way, those people talking are not NASA, by the way.
So, LOS me. I'm gonna hand it.
Well, I think I've got the different channel
to Thomas, which apparently the host.
I've got NASA Spaceflight.
I think you might need to get like a big.
Yeah, it's called NASA Spaceflight, but it's not.
Okay, I'm gonna get some food. Thomas, take it away.
Yeah,
I sure as hell hope it's not NASA talking.
I guess
yeah.
If you have questions about what we're seeing, what we're talking about, anything about today's launch, please tag us at NASA Spaceflight in chat.
Well, lots of venting down by the engine bay.
So I don't know if we're going to be able to get to all of them, but I'm
How
going
much
to do
sign
my
that is?
darndest to get as many as we can.
Oh yeah.
All right, so let's see what we've got.
Wait, right before you go, we do have an update that they have completed pressurization of the LH2 fill and drain line, continuing that overall troubleshooting that they are stepping through here. And I see Philip still typing in our back chat, but we're also looking with the engineering camera with what we've got on screen. We're looking at one of the liquid oxygen feed lines. The one that faces the mobile launcher tower there. You can see them doing some investigation there of venting and, or some vapors, not venting, but vapors that we're seeing there. So again, the engineering walk down, so to speak, with the cameras continuing as fueling operations proceed with SLS. And they are ready to restart the slow fill of liquid hydrogen across the quick disconnect that leaked earlier. They'll obviously need to open the inboard fill and drain valve to do that. But that is where we are right now with the troubleshooting process to see if they could get that seal in the quick disconnect there to reseat.
Thank you for that update, Chris. We'll keep the updates coming, of course, but in between those updates, we'll happily answer some questions. So here's our next one. Question: what are some other differences between the Apollo and Artemis programs that imply lessons learned? Is there anything with the trajectory or path different? We touched on Saturn V versus SLS and the differences there, but any other lessons learned that are being applied for Artemis? Chris, go for it.
Yeah, and it's one that you're not going to visually see a lot of.
If Paul's still awake.
It's not going anywhere.
Just.
I've got to stop sharing there. Get rid of that. Hope Timbo's got enough oxygen in his tank there to this long spacewalk.
I'm amphibian. I don't need as much oxygen as other.
Oh, you don't need much oxygen. Okay.
Hey,
that's what my shell's for.
Since when would? Never mind.
You're talking about a green cartoon turtle in space here.
Yes.
Yeah, exactly. I don't know what you're talking about, Timbo.
I might have to come out and take off my costume.
Oh.
Want to see me without my costume? I can do that. Hang on a sec.
What?
I don't know.
Costume.
For a
There we go.
quiz.
What happened to Turtle?
Just a costume. You took it off.
Ah, you just
What do you mean saying that wasn't a real turtle? What?
Spoiler alert.
you just disappointed so many people there, Timbo.
Yeah, we're having a quiz. I got to put my glasses on. Hang on a sec. Okay, I'm ready.
I know you look
Hang
intelligent.
on, sorry, I'm not really looking up the answers. No,
I know you're going to look up the answers.
No cheating.
Paul, we're going to cheat.
A cheat. Yeah. All righty, here we
Okay.
go.
Pour a coffee.
Oh, hello.
How do I shift that?
My focus is definitely not mucked up at the moment.
Same here.
No?
Chat window. There we go. Yeah.
She has big eyes, hasn't she?
She's very buoyant.
What colour are her eyes?
Point.
What colour are her eyes, Matt?
What eyes?
Eyes?
She's got
What did I
eyes.
say eyes?
One of them. Only even got a face, look.
Okay, question
Oh.
1.
Blimey.
One way to measure these phenomena subtracts 4 from b/2 and is known as the Toro scale. What phenomena are they talking about?
Only the people that did physics.
No, this has nothing to do with physics.
He's a film director.
Tarantino.
Del Toro.
Right,
No,
yeah,
Benicio del
Tarantino
Toro.
Oh,
Del Toro is.
He
You
pans
know what the
labyrinth and
Toro
all sorts of
scale
weird shit.
is. Okay. Types of them include wedge, stovepipe, and rope, and they often develop from supercells. That's the one. That's the one. Big
Okay. Hey, where do we type our answers?
In
Send them
the
to-
internal chat.
Send them.
Yeah, and then
Internal chat on.
and then select it. No, you need to send it to Paul.
To
not
Paul.
Which is Linus Paul.
Linus.
which is Linus Pauling. Yeah.
Oh, that's okay. You can put it there for me, Timbo. I'll just check. I'm just checking
Thanks
to
for
see
the
if that's the right answer.
I knew that. I knew that anyway.
Yeah.
It was-
Yeah. I'm just checking. I'll just check his answer for you.
And Rim Fondle is right, correct there. So are Big Blue, Farmer's Boy, Timbo Turtle, and Terry.
Yeah, there we go.
But the rest of the clues were that these phenomena can be detected on Doppler radar by the presence of a hook edge. Yep. Convergence of warm air in an updraft and cool air from a downdraft region of a storm may contribute to the formation of them, as do shear winds going in opposite directions.
Oh, I would have got it from that. Would have got it.
Yeah. The most common scale used to rate these phenomena is based primarily on the damage they inflict on human-built structures
Yeah.
and vegetation. The Fujita scale, the F scale.
Yep.
What? That the same cow? Yeah.
Yes, same cow. Yeah.
Okay.
Name these violent rotating cyclones commonly seen in namesake Midwest Alley. It's tornadoes, of course.
I wonder how much things in that movie were actually true to the data, the little thingos that they had in that.
Somewhere.
I think there's a little bit of artistic license in that film, shall we say?
Like the cow.
Yeah.
No, it was the same cow.
Question 2. Plotting this quantity against temperature for helium at the lambda point gives a graph that looks like the letter lambda. What is this quantity? Now you need to know a little bit of physics for this one.
Sounds familiar.
Another clue.
Timbo, what are you saying,
In an
winner out
adjacent-
here?
In an
for the
adiabatic
first one.
process, in an adiabatic process, pressure times volume raised to a ratio of 2 types of this quantity is constant?
I'm going to have to Google half these words just to see what they are.
The Dubai model predicts a cubic dependence on temperature at low temperatures for this value, and that model works better at lower temperatures than the Einstein model.
Ah, that answers a lot of questions.
That cleared it up, did it?
Yeah.
Good.
For solids, it is approximately equal to 3 times the ideal gas constant divided by molar mass, according to the Dulong-Petit law.
Ah, okay.
I think there will be some people that will get it on the next clue.
That one.
This value for water is 4.18 joules per gram per Kelvin. That's the one, farmer's boy.
It was sort of almost there, but that tipped it for me.
Yeah. Not quite, Dora. You need one extra word with that, Dora.
Because that is part of my line of work. That last one.
Yeah.
Although we used to round up to 4.2.
Yeah. The amount of heat needed to raise the temperature of 1 gram of substance by 1 degree Celsius. That's the one, truth nerds. Yeah, the specific word, Dora. That's right. I'll give it to you anyway. It's specific heat capacity. Yeah. Well done. Question 3. In 1991, Piero Canata attacked and partially damaged this work. What work? Attack and damage.
Could be a few.
91.
I don't know that name.
Antonio Rossellino and
I know.
Agostino Di Duccio were each supposed to create this work but abandoned it due to imperfections in the source material. That's the one, Timbo.
Oh, good. Just checking you got that. Oh, sorry.
That is indeed the one. Not the
One of
Mona
them.
Lisa. No.
Yeah.
And
One
our
of them.
lost
There's several
gold
of them.
garland. Yeah. And our lost gold garland once decorated it, which was commissioned for the roof of the Cathedral of Santa Maria del Fiore, but ended up in the Piazza della Signora due to its weight. What is this thing? Riley's thesis.
Who wrote that? Oh, Clive.
It certainly wouldn't be because of its weight if it was Riley's thesis.
No, very lightweight.
Yeah. A replica had a detachable fig leaf because of the shock of Queen Victoria in seeing the statue's phallus, which is uncircumcised. Atypical of the Old Testament story it portrays.
I know what you're on about now, but I can't think what it's bloody called.
Yeah.
Oh, see you, Matt. Matt's up.
See you, Matt.
Oh,
Hey, Matt.
bye, Matt.
He's got to pop out.
Peanuts haven't got it yet. Name this statue by Michelangelo depicting a biblical figure before his battle with Goliath.
Yeah, that's the one.
That's the one.
Yeah,
that's the one.
That's the one. Called. Big Blue. Yep.
Question is which one?
Not Johnny Holmes. It's not the statue of Michael. No.
It's under. Sort of.
John Holmes is a sad story.
Yeah, that's the one, Judy Bassett. Yay. Judy Bassett's got it. Yay.
Quite surprising just how big that thing is.
Well, you know there's several of them. It's not just one.
Okay, the one.
No, well, there's no the one. He made 4, I think. The one that most people see is this one, which is in whatever that building is. But yeah, he made a few others at the similar time.
Yeah.
This is the bigger one, I think.
All right. Question 4. The fact that the entropy of these objects is proportional to their area rather than their volume led to the proposal of the holographic principle. What objects? I'm expecting this one to go quick. The Penrose process can be used to extract energy from their ergospheres. No?
No.
These entities can be described by just 3 parameters: mass, charge, and angular momentum, according to the no-hair theorem.
Bobby Charlton's came over.
The Sagittarius A star is believed to be a supermassive one. Come on, you've got to know it now. That's the one, Farmer's Boy, yeah.
Ah, it beat me to it.
And
Good old
Timbo
news.
Turtle.
Good old news.
And Big Blue, but the first one out there way ago was, I believe, Clive Wells, followed by Truth Nerds. Yeah. Most galaxies are believed to contain one at their centres, and the effects of falling into one is called spaghettification. Name these astronomical bodies that have event horizons from which not even light can escape. They are indeed black holes.
I believe they're just releasing a 4K version of that film.
Are they?
Yeah, I think so. It's a good film, that.
I don't know about that. It was one of Disney's failures, actually.
Anyway. What, Event Horizon?
No, Black Hole.
Oh. Oh, I don't know. That's still worth a watch. Some of it is, anyway.
That silly little robot trying to be a R2-D2 clone. Yeah. Sorry.
Oh, Bob.
Digress.
Bob. That's okay.
Question 5. This equation can be combined with the Fresnel equations to derive Brewster's angle. What equation are we talking about?
Yeah, whatever.
Isn't that the angle you hold your schooner when you're trying to have your beer?
Brewster's angle.
Could be. Yeah. Though this law was originally discovered by Ibn Sahl and rediscovered by Thomas Harriot, its namesake derived it in 1621, decades before Fermat proved it using his principle of least time. What law is it?
Oh.
It allows for the calculation of the angle at which total internal reflection occurs, and states that since that sine of theta sub 1 over the sine of theta sub 2 is equal to the ratio of the speed of light in the two media. That's the one, Farmer's Boy. Yay! And the first person out there, of course, was Clive, followed closely by Judy Bassett.
Should have got that one.
Yeah, Snell's law. That's the one. Named after its Dutch formulator, which calculates the angles of incidence given two indices of refraction. Yay.
There you go, look at that.
Question 6. This location is the site of two of the so-called 10 Great Buildings on its western and eastern edges. Where is this? Jeff Widener took a famous photograph near this location of a man who was returning from shopping.
Oh, that's
Not Tokyo.
I'm not gonna spell it right, but
Oh, I want you to spell it right. Come on.
it's got those letters in it.
It has, but
right?
Got to get them in the right order.
the spelling's not quite correct. The spelling's not quite correct, though. But that is the place.
That's a very famous photo that no one in that place actually knows about.
Yeah, or Tartaria. In 1976, mass public displays of mourning at this site prompted disciplinary actions
Is that right?
initiated by the Gang of Four. I think you've got too many NAs in there this time, Timbo.
Oh,
This location is best remembered for the June the 4th incident, which began after the death of Hu Yahang, and it had been used by foreign armies as an assembly point during the Boxer Rebellion. Come on, peanuts. Name this location in the centre of Beijing, the site of an infamous 1989 protests against the Chinese government. Not the Forbidden Palace. That's the one, Fred Nuts. Tiananmen Square.
Yeah, I'm not sure on the spelling.
That's how I spelled it.
Well, I didn't know how to spell it.
Oh no, there's an extra A. I think I've got an extra.
It's got an extra. Oh yeah, I should have put an extra letter in there somewhere.
I'll have to Google it. Just check.
Fred Knott's got the spelling correct.
Oh, he did. Oh yeah.
Oh, did he? Oh,
Yes,
we can
he
cheat off Fred. Okay.
Fred.
Oh,
look, I was only one letter out.
Do you know what's really revealing about that little GIF you're showing now?
Yeah.
The actual full series of photos, and what's even scarier is the photo taken afterwards. Try and find the photo. In your own time, of course, try and look up the actual photos taken, because very, very few actually made it out. And you'll see just how many bodies there are in that square.
Yeah.
That is a heavily edited, clean version of the truth, shall we say.
Yeah. Do you know that they showed that photo, and I've seen it done a few times, to people from China, and most of them have no idea. They don't even know, have never seen it.
Correct.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it was never, hardly any of that was broadcast in China. The outside world know more about it than the Chinese do.
But Google have been told that it's not to show up in China if you do a search or anything. So
yeah.
Question 7. An early example of these instruments was made in 1590 in the Netherlands, for which Leppershey and Janssen are often given credit. What instruments are these?
I was going to say a Scottish instrument, but I don't think that's what you mean. A noisy one.
Giovanni Faber coined its modern name, although Galileo Galilei called his an occhialino, or little eye. Not the telescope, Timbo. Not the organ. Yeah.
I'll just shoot that in there. I've done my bit.
Not glasses, no. An atomic force one has a resolution of less than 1 nanometer, while the most common type has a resolution limit of about 200 nanometers due to diffraction.
I know the answer when you said it wasn't what I thought it was.
Not a glockenspiel. Not a clog kazoo. Oh dear. That's the one, Terry.
Yeah.
And Farmer's Boy, you've got it. But Dora got it way out there. She got it after the first clue.
Yeah.
Good on you, Dora.
That's the microscope. Yeah.
Well done. Yeah, I went the wrong way.
One of these devices examines the surface of an object by firing electrons which tunnel through it. Yeah. Leeuwenhoek discovered red blood cells and spermies using one of these. Yeah. Scientific instrument is used to produce magnified images of small objects. It is an electron microscope. And there we see an electron micrograph of atoms.
Just a microscope, isn't
it? Yeah.
Because otherwise the first clue wouldn't fit.
Yeah. The slush form of this element was proposed as a form of rocket fuel. What element?
Element.
Element.
Yeah.
Slush.
Not
do
coal.
Do you get
No,
is that slush from 7-Eleven, or that's different?
Slushy.
No, it's a slushy.
Oh, it's a slushy.
Yeah, not carbon. No. A Hungarian physicist once wanted to use a device based off of this element to create an artificial harbour in Alaska. Not plutonium, not milkshakes. That would be the one, Timbo.
Oh, okay. It's a bit of a guess. I didn't think that was going to be used. But anyway,
Did
okay,
you
good.
Did you spell it right? Just palm it
Yeah,
over
yeah.
here,
Yeah,
and I'll
this-
just check the
this-
spelling for you.
Yeah.
That
One of its
that one's
isotopes
easy.
is used as a non-radioactive label in chemical experiments and in solvents for nuclear magnetic resonance spectroscopy. What element?
God.
Not magnesium, not uranium, not iodine. Although it's not radium or promethium, another isotope of this element was used in luminescent paint for watches.
Ah, yeah.
I thought it was that.
These isotopes are respectively deuterium and tritium. What is the element? Flurfium.
Flurfium. No.
And this element
Is
that has
good?
the smallest standard atomic weight, the first element on the periodic table, is...
Oh. Really?
Not O.
Yes, Dora,
No,
well
not
done.
O.
You finally got it.
Yeah.
Hydrogen. That's the one. Yay.
A slush version of hydrogen.
Yeah, I wouldn't have got it if I had those other clues with the rocket fuel, so I just guessed after that.
Yeah. I reckon that looks like a fun thing to do with the toy car.
Does, doesn't it? The watches, etc. The women who used to make the watches used to put
Lick
that paint on them.
paintbrush. Yeah.
No, they used to put the paint on on their faces for going out because it made them look cool and used to attract
Yes.
dates and stuff because it would glow in the dark.
And with the radium ones, they also used to use the fine paintbrushes, and they used to lick them
at the end, yeah.
Yeah, to make
And
them keep them pointy.
Of course you
The
do.
story goes that all the guys in the lab knew it was bad, but didn't bother to tell the girls on the floor.
Question 9. In the standard notation of this practice, 2 zigzag arrows indicate that an action should be repeated.
Zigzag arrows. It's not what I think it is.
For me, a zigzag arrow is the direction of the exhaust out of a duct.
Okay.
Yeah.
Types of it include Pure Land, Modular, and Action, and starting bases can include Preliminary and Water Bomb. Civilian, whatever Doris says.
I used to do this I used to do this, but no, that's not spelled right. How do you spell that? I don't know.
That would be the one, Timbo.
Yeah, I just
That
got to
is
spell
it.
it right.
Yeah. The most common way of creating this kind of art incorporates reverse, valley, and mountain forms of its most important technique.
Just think of that second question really well. Second bit really well, and you'll get it.
Samuel Bandlet and Akira Yoshizara created a standard notation for this art where a dashed line indicates a mountain fold. Not tap dancing.
Not
No. Butterflies made according to this art are often used in weddings, and popular models include airplanes and cranes. That's the one, Farmers Boy, yeah. Come on, Peanuts. Name this Japanese art of paper folding.
Oh. Yeah, okay.
No,
yeah,
okay.
That's it, Dora.
Well, close enough.
Origami.
Origami.
Origami. Origami. Yeah. Truth Nerds got it spelt right. Yeah. Origami. Yeah.
I often use that as a form of self-defense, because if I'll just fold you in half.
It just makes me think of Blade Runner.
In the corner of the room I'm in, there's a 1,000 hat in origami on a big collage that my son was given when he was sick with cancer. So,
all right.
Okay.
Yeah. So quite impressive, quite colourful.
Question 10. For these devices to work, the number of atoms in an excited state must be greater than the number of atoms in the ground state, a condition known as population inversion. What devices are these? The Doppler effect allows them to slow down atoms in their namesake cooling effect, and 6 of them can be used to form optical molasses.
I feel like I should know this one, but no.
You should.
Not coming to me.
One common type uses a mixture of helium and neon gas. Unlike incandescent light bulbs, these devices produce coherent light of a specific frequency. That's the one, Big Blue, the laser. But you were beaten by Clive out in the Peanuts and Truth Nerds. I think got it first. Actually, out there, yeah, the laser.
Get that one there.
I didn't think of laser. I should have read the last clue.
Their generation can be described as either continuous or pulsed. Yeah. Name these devices that produced light modified by the stimulated emission of radiation. Yeah. Laser.
But we would have got it if we had that last question first.
Yes. That's why you have the easy ones at the end. Yeah. Lasers. Put them on the freaking sharks.
Yeah.
Oh dear. Laser.
No, that was fun, Paul.
Yeah, that was another good quiz.
Good one. Good one.
Thank you.
We're using lasers in the project I'm working on at the moment to ionize certain isotopes. So we fire the laser and it excites the isotopes and ionizes them and allows them to be separated out from the other isotopes once they're charged ions. So it's quite interesting. That's your quiz for today anyway.
Well, thank you very much.
That was it.
Put my costume back on there. Still the eagle. There we go. That's better.
How's NASA doing?
Still on the ground.
Yeah. I'd say they're still having problems with the hydrogen because at the moment it's 10% full.
Yeah, Matt said the fix has not solved the issue with the leak. They're looking at the possibility of another plan, but I suspect they'll scrub for today. Not official yet, though. Okay.
Yeah. I've got a funny feeling it's going that way as well.
Yeah. I'll just put it over to there just to see if we can hear anything. No. Is there any other one that's actually doing any commentary, or is this the only one? That's the NASA one. I don't think anyone else is doing any commentary.
So apparently, according to Blue, I only got 5 of the questions wrong today.
Yeah, you're doing well, Paul. You're getting better.
Yeah, I'm getting better.
Oh dear.
Quick update. Engineers still discussing another troubleshooting plan. Again, engineers discussing another troubleshooting plan to try and fix a leak in the liquid hydrogen side line that leads into a cavity with the two connection plates on either side, on the vehicle side and the ground side. Stand by for more.
That basically means they're scratching their heads. Yeah, I suspect Matt's right. I'd almost put money on it not happening again today.
Oh, while we're watching that, I'll have a look around and see if there's anything of interest that was shielded lately.
Oops.
Triggered Limey's doing Artemis launch. He's doing it at 6:30 BST time, which will be 3 hours from me.
$6:30. We're coming up to we're 2:45 years, so yeah, 3 3/4 hours.
Mm-hmm. But if it's scrubbed,
Oh yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
If it's scrubbed. Everett Anderson did one today that I haven't watched yet.
Yeah.
Simon Dan's done a couple, I think.
where were
The usual suspects.
we? I'll just grab. Oh, sorry, Peanuts. I'm going to have to not do that, but I have to stop the share for a sec. Oh, what happened to Timbo now? We've got an alien.
Yeah. Got taken over.
And you
waiting
just
for
run that.
rocket
You
to come
just
up.
run that through your webcam or something.
I use Adobe Character to generate the figures. It uses face recognition to do the talking and stuff. I can do a few extra little bits and pieces
Wow.
programmed in. So, like, if I want to put a light bulb on, for example, I can just push a button, or if it gets like, depending on what programming, and then you can edit the characters. And yeah, it just runs through the thing. Then I use a bit of a combination of an NDI and OBS to generate the stream, so that I can put whatever I want behind the image.
That's clever.
Move him about or whatever.
Well, I've seen other people do similar things with other characters.
Yeah. Tech's been around for a while. It's just that taking the effort to do the characters. So I use some modified versions of different ones. I do have another Timbo Turtle character, but I haven't finished him yet. He's a little bit more looks like a real turtle, so might be on next week. I use that other the guy one. I use him for work.
Okay.
It's called only for internal stuff, not with clients.
There you are, farmer. Use a character like that when you do your meetings.
Yeah, that'll go down well.
Yeah.
Especially if we're using Amazon Chime, because that thing's crap in the first place. I'll try and do that. It'll just crash the whole thing.
Yeah. Well, yeah. This uses a virtual camera, so you can use it on pretty much any chat or any video feed. So, yeah. Easy. I use it's funny because I try and avoid actually putting my face on, even at the work meetings. I just have to using a real camera. But my avatar is usually everyone at work tends to use their profile pic, but I always use Astro Boy, and I just wait for how long it takes for people to realise that it's not a real person that they see. You'll be in the middle of the meeting talking about something, and then someone says, "Hey, you've got Astro Boy." Yes, you've been paying attention. Good.
Most of the stuff I'm doing at the moment is all done through Chime, because obviously it's all Amazon related.
All right.
We started out by using Microsoft Team, and that works fine. And I think one or two of the higher up of the Amazon mob said, "Why aren't you using Chime?" Because it's shit. No, come on, this is Amazon. You should be using us. You should be using Chime. Oh, all right. This is rubbish.
It's no good.
And it's so often being hosted in bloody. You sign in, you think, why am I lagging? Look up the top left to tell you where the call's being hosted. Yeah, France. Why? None of us are in France.
I don't know anyone who uses Chime.
Don't work for Amazon then.
Yeah. Almost all the business stuff we do is in Teams. Some occasionally get in Zoom, which you can tell who they're. But yeah, generally Teams.
Yeah. Yeah. Anything but Chime.
Don't you wish you had a shares in Zoom before the pandemic started?
Yes, that would have been good, wouldn't it?
Yeah. Because I remember when it started, going through various options with different people because everyone wanted to do some sort of stream or something or other. Zoom wasn't the number one thing at the time, but as soon as people wanted to have a whole lot of people, it became better than the options. So
yeah,
and it was free. I think the biggest mistake, a few of the bigger players trying to charge for their larger services, didn't help them.
No. I'm trying to think how many people we've had in a chime call. Easily a dozen, if not more, but that doesn't happen too often.
Yeah.
Tends to be smaller numbers.
I had to do a few things with Teams, with rooms and stuff. I think Zoom does a little bit better, but if I've done a few trivia nights where I've split people up into different rooms so that they can chat separately and then come back. And, yeah, that's when you can tell whether something's working well or not. How easy that is to do.
Dog food.
Yeah.
Are you on about truth nerds? Eat your. I can't eat my own dog food.
No.
I've got a dog.
Turtle back in his room.
Oh shit! I opened up too many tabs.
IQ research. Well, whilst we're waiting.
Yeah, I'm just reordering the tabs.
Actually, my nails do need trimming. Let's give it a go. It's not really cutting it. No.
Sorry, Peanuts, I can't show you the launch file. I could have. I think I've got the technology. Yeah, I think I've the rocket.
It's just sitting there like it has been for.
How can you tell that you're not showing it?
Yeah.
Don't worry, guys, it's still there.
Yeah.
It ain't going anywhere in a hurry.
I think I've got the technology to sort this out somehow.
We have the technology. We can rebuild him. So, anybody watched the new Lord of the Rings thing yet?
What do you mean thing?
I was going to watch it this weekend.
It's the new prequel, whatever you want to call it. The Rings of Power. Yeah, it's two episodes. They're releasing them in sort of paired episodes. So the first two came out yesterday, I think it was.
On what?
That one's on Amazon.
Okay.
Although I have to say, what I have enjoyed more is the Game of Thrones prequel, The House of the Dragon.
Okay, so good.
Yeah, I quite like that. But then I like Game of Thrones, so I think if you like Game of Thrones, you'll like that.
I don't have Stan. Has Stan been one of those ones I don't have? Okay. So, did I bin or Stan over there?
I have no idea because I watch it on that streaming service I use.
Yeah, okay, yeah. So, yeah, it's a bit restricted over here. You've only got it on one of those two, which I can't remember which one it is. I have a feeling it's been binged or whatever it's called.
Let me send you a link in Discord.
Okay, Peanuts, we've got three Antons. We've got weather control, a brief history and how it's used today. New type of photosynthesis found in the ocean could exist on alien worlds. Or supermassive black holes may collide in this galaxy by 2025. I'm going for the black hole.
Got an update on the engineering discussion regarding what to do next about the hydrogen leak at the 8-inch quick disconnect cavity where the 8-inch hydrogen line goes into the rocket. Engineers discussed it thoroughly, discussed a couple of options, and where they landed is with trying troubleshooting Plan A, the first troubleshooting plan that they did. This was the one where they stop the flow of hydrogen and allow the connection to warm up for 30 minutes and then manually start back with a flow. Now, the good news for the liquid hydrogen team is they had already stopped flow, so the connection was warming up for the past 15 minutes. So they only have another 15 minutes to go from this point in putting in this most recent troubleshooting plan, which is a plan that they are knowledgeable about and are experienced with. It is the go-to plan when they are looking to try to reseat that bullnose connector into the seal at the connection point for the 8-inch hydrogen line.
They're going to hit it with a hammer.
So it is in work. They got the go from the launch director to give this another shot.
Well, wouldn't that just go back to the design farmer of the connection to do with the temperatures, so the sealing would still work with the expansion and contractions of the materials?
Yeah. It'll all be designed for that. It's just one of those things that sometimes these things just don't behave. I mean, we get that on what I would call normal systems. Yeah, not running at these sort of temperatures. It's just one of those things, and it really does sound like they're going to hit it with a bloody great lump hammer. Because it's an 8-inch pipe at the end of the day. You're not generally very subtle with these things. I'm sure they're not going to hit it with a lump hammer, but it sounds like, oh yeah, this is our go-to solution. Yeah, if in doubt, give it a clout. Exactly, Clive. You got it. Yeah, either that or they're just going to try and see if they can quickly swap a part out or something.
Yeah, that's
I don't know, but you get this in normal systems, you know, where a gasket or a seal or something that just decides, no, that's it, I'm not playing the game. You know, let alone the sort of temperatures they're talking about with liquid hydrogen. Yeah, they're going to give it a smack.
Oh, look, I've got a lot of short ones, and then Anton.
Well, that's okay. It'd be like a Chinese meal then.
Yeah,
Small portions.
yeah, it won't fill you up. Yeah, turn it on, back off again.
Yeah, the mechanical version of that. I bet that's what they're trying to do. They're either going to give it some welly, or see if they can actually just quickly swap a part out. It depends how much of the system they've got to isolate before they can do that. Because, like they said, it's warming back up. So it sounds to me like it's almost a manual approach if you're waiting for things to warm back up again.
Yeah, but I wonder if it's in a position where it's going to take a while to warm back up.
Well, I think that's what he said. It's already partway. It's partway through that process. But I'm just looking at it. I don't think it's. I don't think it's somewhere where you can manually get to it. So, be interesting to see if in about 15 minutes' time whether the feed cuts so we can't see what they're doing. Whatever you do, don't show him the bloke using the dirty great big lump hammer.
So they can turn the CGI on.
Yeah.
Blue didn't post a video this week. Didn't you have any derp happening this week, Blue?
Try and have another video by next week.
I can go back. Yeah, I think I've already played those ones. Yeah, I'm all caught up there. Okay. Let's see who we got.
Aha! I've heard of him.
Yeah, name sounds
I'll
familiar.
find. Yeah, you can do that one. That
Name-
one's short. That's all right.
Yeah, I've got a couple of them. Number 1 and number 2. Just waiting for that 4-letter P word, Timbo.
Yeah, yeah. He's doing that.
Was that too subtle a hint? Hey, Terry, press play, would you?
Do you want me to press the P word?
G'day out there. This is Timbo Turtle, looking for the truth in the universe.
it's a bit slow.
This is my first little Turbo Turtle, which is a very quick video on a subject I hope you might find interesting. This one's on finding the South Pole in Australia. We have it a bit harder than you Northerners. First of all, we've got to find the Southern Cross, which is those first 5 stars, which you'll find on our flag. Then we're going to find what we call the pointers, which is a couple of stars to below that. Now, we have to project a couple of lines through there, and where those lines meet, that's where we will find what we call south, or celestial south. So then, as you see, rotate the stars there to prove it's south. So, have flat earthers, how does that work? Anyway, see you later.
Yeah. Exactly.
Good question. On a flat Earth, where's the South Pole?
I get a pretty good view of the night sky here out the back, facing in that general direction. Except for the light pollution over the town, the main town down the road here. That's about the only problem I've got.
I can see a fair chunk of on a clear night. I can clearly see Polaris and the plough or the Big Dipper or whatever you want to call it. I can see a fair chunk of the sky. Once I've stood in my back garden for a minute and wait for all the lights to go out again, because just going out to the garden sets off my light, it sets off the neighbour's lights. You just come on. What I do now, of course, is I remember to close the kitchen door and hope the cats don't follow me through the cat flap, because they'll set my light off again. Please, I don't want any light pollution, for God's sake.
If only there wasn't that problem where you couldn't see the southern star rotation from where you are.
Yeah.
Couldn't you get on
it's
your
much
roof?
Prettier one.
You could get up on your roof, maybe get a ladder.
No.
One day I'd like to go to the equator and do it from both directions, just in the middle, just for fun.
What, at the same time, looking north and south?
Yeah, north south, just to see. Trying to do 3 cameras so that you can see north south and straight above at the same time. It's been done, but it'd be fun to do myself. They go very slow though. That's the trouble, Just that little skip I just did. I think what does it, an hour or so.
Oh, the trail, yeah.
Couple of hours. Yeah, just to get star trails.
I've got a little video of the stars moving, but not in a full. It's time lapsed, but not in a star trail effect. Just sped up a bit.
Well, I've got
it's the actual one in my media for the timer.
All right. Yeah.
You see it running So you see it running there.
I found a great app. Yeah, I found a great app that could control my camera, and that's how I did that one. Just told it to take a photo every, whatever it was, 15 seconds or so.
Yeah, and a bit of an exposure as well.
Yeah. It set it all up. Then got all the images together. It wasn't a bad way. Except my camera can only hook it up, so I had this big long USB cable that went out the door. The cat kept trying to get the door open because obviously it realised that I couldn't shut the door because the cable was in the door.
The cold air or anything wasn't affecting it or anything? Condensation, cold air or nothing?
No, it wasn't that cold. It was nice clear night. It's great doing that sort of stuff and then doing your stacked images. So that you know, even with just a cheap camera, which I've got, you can get some pretty good images of the sky.
Yeah.
But you don't see until you put them all together.
Do you really lose most of your body heat through your head?
You do if you've got everything else covered.
Do you actually lose half of your body heat through your head? When I was younger and I used to go out to play during the winter, my mum always used to tell me to make sure I was wearing my woolly hat. She did this, I'm sure, to keep my ears warm, but I'm pretty sure as well she probably believed that misconception that you lose almost half your body heat through your head. And I have heard this many times before, but the question is, how true is it? It turns out not very true at all. A 2008 study figured out that for adults, we only lose about 10% of our body heat through our heads. Now that seems all too easy, doesn't it? But it is true. You can shed heat from any part of the body that is exposed to the elements, and not one part of your body sheds significantly more heat than another. So where does this myth come from then? Well, in 1970, the US Army Survival Manual strongly recommended covering your head when it's cold because you lose 40 to 45% of your body heat through your head. But where did that belief come from? Well, in 1950, a scientific experiment by the US military dressed volunteers in Arctic survival suits, and they were then exposed to bitterly cold conditions. And because it was the only part of their body that was uncovered, obviously their head lost the most amount of heat. So there we go. Next time someone says you lose almost half your body heat through your head, you can say no. It's more like 10%. I've been Simon Dan. This has been another Misconception Mini, and I'll see you next time.
Yeah, I'm in the garden. Subscribe here.
Yeah, we
That's
see
the
you.
subscribe button. More videos. More videos.
We see you.
Really wish you put his icon somewhere else.
Yeah.
That's censored.
Exactly. Or is it just some fancy new codpiece?
What's this?
What's
Another
this one?
Timbo turtle.
Oh yeah,
Turtles in space.
turtles in space. They're always in space. Isn't that where turtles come from?
Space turtle. Play.
That's the miniature. Start. G'day, Timbo Turtle here. This is Turbo Turtle number 2. I thought I'd revisit a very long and boring video I did about 8 inch per mile squared using AutoCAD and just show you what that looks like if you quickly draw it up to the right scale, put the formula into Excel, do a little bit of hokery-pokery to get the commands that AutoCAD needs to plot it. Then you can plot that very easily in AutoCAD to see what the shape of 8 inches per mile squared actually looks like if you apply it to the shape of the Earth. In this case, I'm applying it to the top of Mount Everest, just so you can see the difference. So we copy all the values we've got here, zoom out a little bit, and we paste it in AutoCAD. And this is what 8 inches per mile squared actually looks like. And you'll see, it is definitely not the shape of the curve of the Earth. Thank you, goodbye.
Yeah, but that that shows you when they say, "Oh, it's a good approximation for short distances." Yeah, it probably is.
Yeah.
The further you go, the more inaccurate it gets.
That's one of the videos I've got queued up on. I was talking about Gleason and his interpretation of it.
Oh, right, yeah.
I think that's where that comes from. Like the idea that it was what the shape of the Earth comes from.
And it's one of those.
That's what he used.
One of those cherry-picked things that the flirters grab all the time to try to complain about the globe.
Well, it's the reverse. They grab that and say, "Oh, it doesn't comply to this, so therefore it's not a globe." You know, it's
Well, they keep
anti-evidence.
Yeah.
They keep using it as a formula for curvature,
Yes.
which of course it isn't. It's a formula for drop, and it's presuming that your eye level is ground level.
Yeah, it's an approximation for drop used for short distances.
Yeah, exactly. And I think it comes from Redbotham.
Yeah, it's like 22/7 you can use for pi if you're just doing stuff that doesn't really matter.
Yeah.
I got no idea what this one is. Flat Earth heliosexual recovers. What? I don't know what this is.
Ugh.
I don't know.
That
It's never
wouldn't safe to buy.
ended anyway.
Yes, it's the latest one. I ain't watched this one yet, so I ain't got a clue what it's actually about. But it sounds a bit,
On the pause button, just in case.
Yeah.
Oh, it won't. I'm sure it won't be that bad because Everett wouldn't have done it. But
see this answer here. This is why I bought the globe for so long. Okay?
All right, don't go on about it. Stop giving it all that. Now, if we can just interrupt your life story for 1 second.
We're not only spinning 1,000 miles per hour.
Whatever.
We're orbiting the sun at 66,000 miles per hour.
Whatever.
Big numbers.
And we are shooting through space somewhere between 550,000 and 666,000 miles per hour.
Big numbers.
Whatever.
I was under the impression growing up that the sun stood still. The sun was just still. We are orbiting it.
No.
And like
Well, you
we
were
were
wrong.
spinning because of the day and night.
Yeah.
But we're
Well,
not.
somebody taught-
we're
somebody
moving
taught you
three
wrong.
different speeds. We're moving 3 different speeds.
Unacceptable condition! Unacceptable!
When I was a heliosexual.
What did you say?
When I was a heliosexual.
Okay.
I thought the sun was stationary and the planets were going around it. But no.
A genius.
If you're a heliosexual, you believe this. You believe the sun is shooting through space for millions and millions of miles, just nonstop. Everything's following it. Everything's spinning around it, but you never hit anything. Halley's Comet catches back up. You see the same stars all the time.
Jesus Christ.
Good God.
My Lord.
Yeah. No. They lost me with this one. They should have just left the sun stationary, because once I realized this is what the globe model is, you lost me. Done. No. I will never believe that. Nope. Sorry. Game over.
I will go and get you some nice crayons.
The James Webb Telescope has released all kinds of new images, and I am so excited to shoot it the fuck down.
Excuse me, what did you just say?
I don't believe this shit. Come on. Come on now. Here's the James Webb over there, and this is the Hubble's. Just, happens to be the same place in space.
It's insidious.
Well,
How, if we're spinning, orbiting, and shooting through space, are we able to get a photo of the same places? They would need to be on the anniversary day.
Yeah, I have a theory.
God.
I think it's because she's so stupid.
Because if we're shooting through space and we make our rounds every year, you would need to get these images from the same day. You couldn't take an image in July and an image in October and have it be the same place if we're moving through space.
I am a scientist. You're a scientist. Science. No. Together. No.
That just doesn't make sense. It just doesn't make any sense. I don't know. I don't buy it. I don't buy it.
Have you or any member
agree,
of
you
your
don't
family
know.
ever been diagnosed schizophrenic, mentally incompetent?
My uncle thought he was Saint Jerome.
I'd call that a big yes.
Helio. Did you get muddled up with heliocentrist?
Yeah, that's it.
Heliosexual.
Yes. If those things scare her, there's a lot of other things out there that are going to be much more scarier.
Shit.
Yeah, how did we get the same
I sort of.
place in
I always
space?
thought when you said that. Yeah, I always thought that the one about how much atmosphere we lose every year. That blows a lot of them.
Yeah, how do we keep breathing if we keep losing all this oxygen?
Atmosphere. Yeah. Anyway.
I better hold my breath a bit longer so I can save oxygen.
Yep.
Oh, wait a minute. I'll tell the floaters to do that.
Yeah, they can hold their breath.
Yeah.
For a long time. Actually, probably the lack of oxygen that's causing the problem. Maybe we should increase it.
You mean they breathe out more than they breathe in?
Get them an oximeter, see how much oxygen they've got in the blood tonight.
Always got it. Heliosexuals. I have to go outside for that. In sunlight. Yeah. You've got to do it outside. That's a certain frisson.
And Terry, have you got, just so I don't blow something you might be putting up, have you got Toon's thing with that Twitter, what's he got, and he's how he thought the sun needed to be? The eastern and western suns?
One.
Yeah, it's a short.
How recent do you think it is?
Last week, this week, something like that. I'll send you, find a link, I'll send it to you.
Unless we already watched it last.
I don't think we have.
Wednesday.
Did we? I don't think we did we? We could have.
Well, while you're doing that, we'll play.
Eastern and Western Sun. Anyone ring a bell? Okay. You do that.
Yeah, I think we played
I'll
that
do
one.
this.
The guy was drawing it on a piece of paper saying the sun, east and west.
Yeah, okay. That's good.
Yeah,
That's a good one.
I think we played that one.
You have two people here, and they're both looking at the tree. They both.
Why did that not start at the beginning?
You have two people here, and they're both looking at the tree. They both can see the whole tree, right? Which one can see more of the tree?
Both of them.
Both of them can what? Can see the same amount?
Mm-hmm.
Or do you think the higher one can see more?
They can see the same amount.
Oh, okay. All right. Now, is anything blocking their view from seeing the tree?
No.
Okay. All right. Now let's look at this picture. Now, we're looking at the top one, right? Now, can the one on the top, can he see the tree?
No.
Why not?
Because the hill is blocking him. But when the hill is blocking him, he can't see the tree.
Okay. Now, when we look at the bottom one, can he see the tree?
Yeah.
Why?
Because he has a stool to see the tree, but the hill is not blocking him.
So he can kind of see over top of the curve, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, thank you.
You're welcome, Daddy.
More intelligent than a flat earther, hey?
Yes, that's more intelligent than a flat earther for sure.
Yeah.
I think we should get 3-year-olds to debate with these flirters. Oh, it's another hybrid again. Flat Earth makes sense. There you go. That's it in a nutshell. Just the title alone.
We can stop there.
Yeah, flat Earth makes sense. There you go.
Can someone get a hold of the tourist guys and tell them don't bother sending that rocket up?
Okay. I'll just mute it for a sec.
You guys know I posted a TikTok about flat Earth with a picture. This picture. What is so fascinating to me is that people literally get wounded up about this.
Wounded?
Oh, yeah, that is just... Wow, that's... class.
Fucking retarded? We're obviously not on fucking disk. I'm an engineer. I have a telescope. I looked.
You're mocking me, aren't you?
Oh, no. My point I'm trying to prove here is that they alter information. We have no idea what's real.
Jane, you ignorant slut.
They also control the entertainment industry. And in every fucking movie I've seen, it's always outer space. Like Gravity or Passengers or shit like that. They're always in space.
There's an old saying on Earth, Mr. Sulu. Fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me.
I need to start astro fucking traveling or doing some shit so I can fucking get the answers right.
Right.
Posted a TikTok with that picture because it's just so interesting to see the vast possibilities of this shit we're in. I'm not gonna lie that this whole flat earth thing makes a lot of fucking sense.
That's good. That's bad.
Oh my god, it makes so much fucking sense to my brain, dude.
Really?
No, not really. I can't back that up.
Television belongs to the Matrix. Like, the TV doesn't exist in nature. It's not a thing that just came to be.
Sheesh.
And all the big movie corporations are all owned by the same big guys who have just one purpose, which is to alter your perception.
Has the world gone mad?
And if you know how Hollywood is fucked up, let's not even get into that. Celebrities selling their souls and shit, all these actors that are paid millions, but then I don't even want to talk about it.
And that would be a wise decision.
Because look, I also saw this picture and this makes sense. The thing is, I know that they control the information we were taught. So if we were taught that we're on a fucking globe, is it true or is it altered information?
Attention, attention, the moon landing was fake and Earth is flat. Yeah.
To me, this makes the most sense.
Of course. Really? No.
What other media places are we going to end up going to we've run out of places, then we're going to TikTok now.
Be interesting if TikTok gets banned.
Well, that's the last, what do you call it?
Oh, no, there's a few, but something else will come to
There's
the fore.
something else will come up, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's just the latest.
Yeah, I wasn't even aware a few years back that there was other media places besides YouTube's where they have content on. I didn't know that.
TikTok seems to be one of the few places they've got left where they can just go and spew any old shite they like. You know, because at least on YouTube now, they asked, you know, for a while now, they've been sort of clamping down a bit on various issues and what you can and can't say. And even with the Flat Earth, they'll put up that little disclaimer that takes you to the Wikipedia page, you know.
Yeah.
I don't think any of that exists on TikTok. I mean, I don't use TikTok. I don't have an account. Why the hell would I? I'm not a teenager. But...
Again, they're going to warm up the connection.
Sorry.
The TikTok. So TikTok, Vine was really popular, but that sort of fell away. But being able to do something quick on your phone is why TikTok was become really popular. But it's very insecure and is already been shown to be monitored and manipulated by Chinese government. So
yes.
So how long before it gets banned? I don't know. Wait till the Chinese government does something, I suppose.
Level.
But yeah, I can understand why you get on it. Yeah, sorry, man.
No, you paused for a minute. I thought it was quite quick. I'll grab it.
Yeah. I was going to say, I can understand why these kids get on it, because things like Vine and stuff, and I've dealt with a lot with the youth, and being able to do something really short and quick and not really having to be very technical with your phone. TikTok's great for doing that sort of stuff. Although I still don't get why the dance routines is a big thing. It just I don't get it. Just doesn't suit me. I don't know. Anyway.
Or that one where they, I don't know if they call it Amazon or some other name, where they get on it and try a product to say, oh, this is what it says this product does or whatever, and then they use it or do it or whatever it'd be, cooking or some sort of thing, or makeup thing or something, and they try it live on TikTok.
Yeah. Well, some people have made huge followings doing that sort of stuff. I don't know why, but they have. But it's a personality thing. Trouble is that you get somebody who gets really popular doing something, and then all these other people try and do it, and they don't realise there's a lot more to it. If to get popular, you've got to put a bit of effort into it and have a bit of a charisma and present something. Yeah. But the copycats, like the silly girl that decided to use Gorilla Glue to make her hair nice and flat, and the people that were using what was it, tar pitch to make face masks, and funny enough, it would just stick to their faces.
Yeah, funny that, eh?
Yeah, don't try this at home, kids.
Yeah.
Yes, truth nerds. I couldn't figure that one out either. The bullnose connector.
Yes.
Let's see if we hear him.
Bullnose connector. Yeah.
They've gone quiet again.
Maybe they need a sheep face shaped one instead of a bullnose.
Oh, Matt seems to be keeping us updated. So.
Yep.
So we're going to see two black holes collide.
Well, you should talk to Lindsay. He knows all about this.
Yeah, he's the expert.
Someone needs to push play.
Okay.
2015 was a super exciting year for a lot of scientists studying black holes. This was the first year we finally confirmed that black holes do collide. With all of this confirmed when the scientists detected gravitational waves that could only have been created by two massive objects, very likely colliding millions of years ago, millions of light years away from us. With this particular detection being known as GW 150914. And since then, the scientists have detected quite a lot of these gravitational waves, with the majority being caused by various types of black holes that we usually refer to as stellar mass black holes, simply because they are very likely formed from various stars exploding in the past, with some of the most massive ones visible in this image, with the vast majority being approximately 40 solar masses. But today we're going to be talking about something a little bit more mysterious, something that the scientists originally discovered early in the January of 2022. with the most recent paper from just a few weeks ago confirming that something exciting is indeed happening in this particular galaxy. And here we're talking about a type of a collision we've never seen before, and the one that the scientists have been hoping to see for a very long time. A collision between two supermassive black holes. Black holes we usually find in the centers of various galaxies, and specifically two really massive black holes, millions of solar masses, which will very likely produce ridiculously powerful gravitational waves. But something that unfortunately right now we're unable to detect with instruments such as LIGO that detects smaller black holes. And that's of course because of their design. By design, LIGO that you see right here is only able to detect certain frequencies. Frequencies produced by smaller collisions, smaller black holes, or objects like neutron stars, not supermassive black holes, which will usually produce much longer wavelengths. So, hello wonderful person, this is Anton, and today we're going to be talking a little bit more about this particular detection, or what exactly the science discovered in this case, but more excitingly, about the fact that there's a very high chance we might be able to see this within the next 3 years. So not in some distant future, but this is literally something that's about to occur. And all of this starts with a paper that you see right here, with a very intriguing title, Tick-Tock, the imminent merger of supermassive black hole binary. And in this study, the scientists were investigating the galaxy that you see right here. It's known as J1430 plus 2303, and it's what's known as a Cipher-1 galaxy, a type of a galaxy such as M77 right here, that generally has extremely active core on the inside and very likely has an active galactic nucleus. And specifically, Cipher-1 galaxies are also extremely bright in the ultraviolet and X-rays, as well as producing a lot of optical light. In other words, they're usually defined by extremely bright and active centers, with very massive black holes in the center producing pretty much all of this. But this particular galaxy has never really been studied much before, mostly because, well, first of all, it's kind of far away. This is nearly 1.1 billion light years away from us, with the redshift of 0.08, and second of all because there are a lot of other exciting galaxies out there. However, when studying this elliptical galaxy, the scientists discovered an unusual pattern. The X-ray and UV light, along with the optical light, was shifting in magnitude with a very specific amplitude, with the period in this case not actually being constant, but instead reducing in time, with some of their earlier assumptions sort of looking like this. This implied that something was orbiting around the center of this galaxy, and this also implied that whatever was orbiting here was actually decreasing in period, potentially resulting in a collision eventually. And in this case, in this first paper, their initial calculations suggested that it might actually happen before the end of 2022, this year, when I'm making this video. And so this was actually the first detection of rapid decaying periods ever seen in any galaxy with potentially supermassive black holes in the middle. And in this case, the periods decayed from approximately 1 year to 1 month in just 3-year time. And if these were black holes, they were now orbiting around one another, only taking about 1 month to complete a single orbit. Now, as I mentioned before, unfortunately LIGO is unable to verify this because in this case, the wavelength is 1 month long. And on top of this, these observations could have been created by something else. Maybe it was some kind of an oscillation within the accretion disk, or something else causing some kind of a wobble that seems to occur every month. And so to try to confirm this, another team of scientists wanted to analyze this more using some other data. With this new study right here, using a lot of other X-ray observatories and other observations from this region, with the focus being identifying high energy signatures that should only be visible if these were two supermassive black holes on a collision course. And the discoveries from this recent paper are super exciting, because they did see the variations in the X-ray light that were expected from binary black holes. But on top of this, they also saw the emissions that can only be associated with iron falling into the black hole itself, suggesting that something is definitely approaching the black hole and falling into it, and suggesting that something is indeed orbiting the black hole, but once again, it's not 100% certain yet if this is two black holes, or possibly something happening around a massive black hole and causing these particular observations. And I guess more importantly, a slightly different paper that used radio observations from this region was unfortunately unable to discover any radio bursts that would be expected from two infalling black holes. Or in other words, there's still a chance that something entirely different is happening around this black hole that we just don't understand. The scientists are definitely certain though that something unusual and never before seen is happening in this particular galaxy and around this particular black hole. a black hole that's believed to be at least 10 times more massive than the one in the middle of our own galaxy. However, if this is two black holes, their total mass could be 200 million solar masses, or about 50 times as much as Sagittarius A star, the one from our own galaxy. And so, at the moment, it's kind of unclear what this strange behavior is, but I guess what is clear and what's super exciting is whatever is happening there is going to be resolved within the next 3 years. This is actually the conclusion from this recent paper. In this case, the X-ray observations reveal that the signal should disappear completely within the next 3 years. And the main conclusion from a lot of these papers is really simple. If this is indeed the first ever supermassive black hole collision we've ever seen, we should probably get ready for it. Ready as in telescope ready. We should try to organize a multi-wavelength observation of this region in order to make sure that whatever happens here is not missed and is detected by everything we currently have. Because if there is some kind of an outburst here, it's going to teach us so much about the universe, including how supermassive black holes grow, what happens when they merge, and how this affects their parent galaxies as well, making this a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to detect one of these events. And there's at least one technique that we can maybe use to confirm this afterwards as well. It's known as the pulsar timing array, and it works by looking at various minute deviations in the pulsations of pulsars in the Milky Way galaxy. We've actually discussed some of the potential discoveries from this technique in one of the videos you can find right there or in the description. And so by using this in a few years' time, the scientists might be able to confirm exactly what happened in this galaxy. Mostly because the waves produced by this collision are going to be detectable by this technique. It's also quite possible that various neutrino detectors on the planet would be able to detect a lot of the emissions of very powerful neutrinos coming from the region as these two black holes collide, once again confirming that this is exactly what happened in this case. With a lot of other emissions, such as some kind of a large explosion similar to supernova, very likely confirming the collision between black holes. In this case, these powerful emissions are mostly going to be produced by the interaction and the final collision between the accretion disks as well. The black holes themselves are not going to be producing the explosion, but the accretion disks might. And one of the observations here is actually really interesting. It suggests that the velocity of the object orbiting here changed from about 20% of speed of light to about 2%. With all of this happening within just 20 days. To change the velocity by so much, you would require some ridiculously massive objects. Something that we kind of expect if there are two supermassive black holes orbiting in just the right way. However, the scientists also think that some kind of a very specific black hole wind could potentially explain this as well. So whatever is happening here, we'll learn in a few years' time, although possibly even this year. So this is definitely one of the most exciting discoveries of 2022. But until we know for a fact what's happening here, we're going to leave it at that. It's still a bit of a mystery. A mystery from a galaxy nobody looked at until relatively recently. But if you'd like to learn more about the idea of black hole collisions or how we believe black holes collide, check out one of the previous videos where I talk about how the scientists discovered one of the black holes being delivered to the center of another galaxy. It should be right there or in the description. And also some of the other videos with other observations from other galaxies that contain supermassive black holes. All of this should be in the description as well. On that note, thank you for watching. Once we learn more about this galaxy, I'll make sure to follow this up with another video that explains exactly what happens here, or actually in the galaxy behind me, and how all of this resolves at the end. Until then, thank you for watching, subscribe, share this with someone who loves learning about space and sciences, come back tomorrow to learn something else, and maybe support this channel on Patreon by joining channel membership, or by buying the Wonderful Person t-shirt you can find in the description. Stay wonderful, I'll see you tomorrow, and as always, bye bye.
Bye bye.
Bye bye.
Geez, we better not blink. We better not blink. We might miss the black hole.
Yeah. Oh, too late.
Oh. It was interesting what they were saying about the LIGO picking up the gravitational waves.
Yeah.
But I thought that's so far away. How's that picking up that far away? Or it just picks up in general gravitational waves in the universe or something, in space.
It only picks up gravitational waves that pass the observatory, Terry.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Oops, sorry, I had to change me battery.
Mm-hmm.
What did I miss?
Nothing.
Everything.
I heard Paul say something, and I right in the middle of me changing the battery. You're saying that the LIGO only picks up.
I said LIGO. It only picks up gravitational waves that actually pass the observatory.
Right. Okay. Has Dan been fishing again? Look, he caught a fish this big.
Yeah. You should have seen the one that got away.
Was it bigger?
Oh God, yeah. Huge. Huge.
Flat Earther tries to debunk the most famous photo in history.
Oh yeah.
Really? Okay. You say so?
One of the most stubborn flat earthers around is Jake the A-hole. We've covered him before, remember, when he was trying to debunk Jeff Bezos' Blue Origin flight.
And there you have it, folks, your official crew of Blue Origin flunkies. Now you may be asking, what about the pilot? What about the actual crew members that got these flunkies into space? Oh, well, apparently the flight was totally automated and requires no crew members.
I am waiting with bated breath in what I am sure will be an Artemis 1 debunk coming up. But for now, he is set on debunking the famous blue marble picture taken back in 1972 by the crew of Apollo 17. Hello all and welcome along to another episode of Flat Earth Friday with me, Simon Dan. Thank you very much for joining me. Before we begin today, a huge thank you to the sponsors of today's video, Established Titles. Established Titles is a project based on historic Scottish custom where landowners are referred to lairds or lords and ladies in English. They allow people to buy a couples pack as well with adjoining plots of land. My favourite thing about Established Titles is they will plant a tree with every single order. Go to establishedtitles.com/SimonDan.
There was there's something broken.
Maybe.
Because usually when you slide across here, you get a little thing of the video. Okay. I hope it's not broken, because I like
It'll
that.
come back. Nah, it's just ran out of memory. That's all.
Is that what it is? Okay.
Yeah. You see how it flicks back and forth?
No, that's this one here.
Oh, is it? Anyway, yeah.
Yeah, this one's not doing it.
To get your gift and help support the channel. Right, back to today's video where, as I mentioned at the start, Jake the A-hole is going to try and debunk the famous blue marble image. This should be good.
There she is. The blue marble in all her glory. The most widely used image of the Earth.
And what a beauty it is. I'm always fascinating as to why the Earth is referred to as a she, by the way. Perhaps a loose connection with Mother Nature, who knows. Either way, Jake is going to do his absolute best to try and debunk her.
This image has been used over and over and over again for decades. In my opinion, it's one of the most realistic looking images of the Earth from space.
Well, that would be because it is real, Jake. Crazy, isn't it?
Now, NASA claims they don't have very many authentic photos from space, but they claim this one is authentic. They say the photograph was taken by astronauts on December 7th, 1972 at 5:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time.
And since the entire disk is illuminated, we can take a look at this a little bit closer. 5:39 AM in Eastern Standard Time is actually 11:39 AM in South African Standard Time, and 12:39 PM East Africa Time, which is what the island of Madagascar sits in. Now, looking back at the blue marble, we can see that these times make sense given the countries we can see on the face of the Earth in the image.
It is one of the most widely distributed photographic images in existence. The image is one of the few to show an almost fully illuminated Earth disk. Earth disk? That's an interesting choice of words. Okay.
Yes, a disk. In astronomy, we call the faces of a celestial object a disk. And that's mainly due to their disk shape and appearance.
And the astronauts had the sun behind them when they took the image. To the astronauts, the slightly gibbous Earth had the appearance and size of a glass marble, hence the name. Well, since they gave us the exact date and exact time they supposedly took this picture in space, I decided to go to timeanddate.com and then use the day and night world map feature. Now, this website is really cool. It'll actually show you which countries and continents are in daylight and which countries and continents are at nighttime at any given time that you type in.
Indeed, it is a wonderful tool, but I do wonder how he's going to use this to try and debunk the blue marble.
So I typed in that exact date and that exact time, December 7th, 5:40 in the morning, and this will show you which areas are supposed to be in night and which areas are supposed to be in day. It's pretty easy to read. Now, when we look at the blue marble, we can see that Africa is lit up. We can see the Middle East, like Saudi Arabia and Yemen, is lit up. We can see Madagascar. We can see a little of Antarctica. But other than that, we don't see a whole lot of land masses lit up. So that would mean all the other land masses would have to be on the other side of the Earth in darkness.
Well, not necessarily. Because the Earth is a sphere, and depending on how far away you are when looking at it, some areas of that sphere may be illuminated without us being able to see them. And of course, there'll be areas in dawn and dusk.
However, when we go to timeanddate.com and we type in December 7th, 1972, 5:40 a.m. in the morning, Africa is indeed lit up as shown on the blue marble. However, South America should also be in daylight. Europe should also be in daylight. An entire chunk of Russia should be in daylight, and the western end of Australia should also be in daylight. Yet none of these places are featured on the blue marble. So therefore on the blue marble they would be on the other side in darkness.
No, this is all to do with how the photo was taken and our old friend perspective. Take a look at this. I haven't done this for a while, but this is my globe and I've recreated the blue marble in terms of how we see it. When I took this photo, I was very close to my globe, but what happens if I step away from my globe and zoom in? You can see more of the Earth the further away you are. The 1972 blue marble picture was taken at about 28,000 miles above the Earth's surface. Now, that is very close considering their full journey was over 384,000 miles away to the moon. When you view the Earth from the moon, then you are a lot further away and therefore you can see a lot more of the Earth. It's a simple perspective trick, Jake, and you've fallen for it.
As the astronauts said, they took the picture with the sun behind them. So this is a major flaw, a major glaring hole in the blue marble.
Except it's not, is it, Jake? Because of perspective, as I've just explained.
And literally anyone within a few minutes can take the time and convert Eastern Standard Time to other world times and find out all these places should be in daylight, such as Rio de Janeiro, 6:39 a.m. should be in daylight. Helsinki, Finland, 12:39 should be in daylight. Moscow, Russia, 1:39 should be in daylight. Perth, Australia, 5:39 p.m. should still be daylight.
And they would have been, Jake. It's just that the blue marble photo is not evidence in itself that they were not illuminated. Now, if the blue marble photo showed these cities in darkness on the globe, then you would have a case and I would listen.
I think this more than proves, folks, that this photo is not a correct representation of Earth. It is just as fake as all of the other admittedly faked Photoshop composites. However, this one NASA claims is a real, authentic photo of Earth. Only problem is, all your other continents that should be in daylight are on the other side of your marble. I'd like to see the other side of the marble with all the other continents in darkness. Can you imagine looking at the other side of the marble where all the other continents are all crammed together? Yeah, that wouldn't look stupid at all.
And your inability, Jake, to picture a sphere in your mind and understand that all the continents aren't on the back of it like a 2D disc, but all around it like a globe, does not debunk it.
So there it was, folks. It was right in front of our face the whole time. They show us Africa, but then they don't show us hardly anywhere else. And there's all these other places that should have been in full daylight at that exact time when this supposed photo was taken, but they aren't, which proves it is not an authentic photo. 100% debunked. The NASA blue marble is done.
Except it's not. Because here's the thing, Jake. If NASA was really faking this, with all of their millions, would they have made absolutely sure that these continents were visible on this photo to make sure that internet geniuses like you wouldn't misinterpret anything and then claim to debunk them? Dear oh dear.
Anytime you ever see anyone post a picture of NASA blue marble, I would really appreciate it if you shared this video with them, because it completely debunks the blue marble, obviously. And being that the blue marble is the most widely used image of Earth, I would expect a lot of my fans and friends to share this video anytime they see it.
And I would say to all of you watching now to pop a link to this video in the comments of Jake's video, but unfortunately Jake's turned his comments off. I wonder why.
I'm counting on you guys. This video demolishes the blue marble. The blue marble is used more than any other image of Earth, so this should be the rebuttal, the go-to rebuttal for any time you see someone posting this image. Make sure to post my debunking video right underneath that pile of shit. This is the Flat Earth asshole, y'all, and NASA's blue marble is a big hunk of poo-poo, and it's 100% debunked.
Well, Jake, that's all well and good, but I'm afraid all you've done is expose yourself as being completely clueless. Sorry about that. Well, I'm sure Jake will recover from this and bounce back. But if you really want to know that his debunking has been debunked, then I'll go and fill your boots. Right, well, there we go, another Flat Earth Friday, all wrapped up and finished for another week. Thank you so much for watching, it truly is appreciated. If you did enjoy this one, please do consider subscribing. We're very close now to 450,000. It would be hugely appreciated by me. And if you really, really enjoyed it, hit that like button too. Just enough time to once again thank Established Titles for sponsoring today. Remember, visit establishedtitles.com/SciManDan and use my code SciManDan to get an additional 10% off of the already massive sales they're having. I've been SciManDan, have yourselves a great day, and I'll see you all tomorrow for another Misconception Mini. See you then.
So yet again, debunking something just means going, nuh-uh.
No.
Nuh-uh. I've debunked it, nuh-uh.
So what time of the day? So what time of the day is Africa and Perth in? Not.
I've just had a look on the other side. I've just had a look at the other side. See in my feed, you can see the world. There it is.
Wait a minute, I'll make you bigger. I'll make you bigger.
Okay.
Yeah, there you go. You're bigger now.
So I think that's about
there, yeah.
Marble.
A bit more. No, a bit more of Antarctica. A bit more of Antarctica.
Actually, I think I'm back to front. I think I'm back to front. Anyway, I'll sort
yeah, you can see more of Antarctica.
Yeah, so about there.
Yeah, that's about it. Better.
Yeah, so.
And a bit around.
See, that was the edge of it. Yeah, no, I'm just saying that if you look around, you can see.
Yeah.
Yeah, Australia was in some. Africa was a little bit just coming under dawn.
Yeah.
No concept.
It'd still be
of
light.
that.
That's for sure.
Yeah, no concept that you can't see the whole half of the Earth at once from this distance at all. And even if you get, let's get.
Whoa, that's a long way away.
Long way away. Let's get back about there somewhere. Even then, it's still hard to see the whole of half the Earth. It should be a fair way away.
How far away were they when they took that photo? Does anyone know?
I think he said it in the video, 25,000 miles.
Something like that, 23, 24,000 miles. They hadn't. I think they'd done their the burn to take them to the moon, but it wasn't long after that.
Oh, one flurfer over in
concept.
Geos, or it might have been in Geos. They want a video real time of the rocket launching, going into space, looking at the Earth as it's going away from the rocket, all the way to the moon.
That's nice.
In real time.
Oh, yeah. Of course, why not? Yeah.
To watch it going smaller and smaller as it gets closer to the moon and all that.
They do get that most people don't really think the Earth is flat, and they don't need to prove it.
No, they don't. No, they don't get that small minor point. They think they're onto some huge conspiracy.
Are we underwater now?
No, I am. I don't have a Jew.
Oh, sorry.
You're underwater. You're in trouble.
Oh, you're underwater.
I'll bring back. I was just trying to work out. I just realised I think I'm sending a mirror image out. I'll see if I fix it.
Yeah, sometimes you see reverse.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right, Fondle. They want all this proof all the time, and why don't they do their own research for it?
Yeah. Because they know what that'll produce. That's why they don't do it. No such thing as a real flat earther.
It's like that thing that Chemo kept spouting about him going on a boat with somebody or whatever, then he said he helped with the experiment or something. I don't remember what that was now. He went with somebody to do something. Hey, put the earth back on your back, lazy timber turtle. That's what Dora said.
I put my earth back.
Oh no, I said put the earth back on your back. I don't know what.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, because yeah, I get it.
Yeah.
I get it. Yeah, that's not very good. Let's do that. Okay.
Wonder if
that's on the back.
Is it giving you a link to his
just touch
channel?
this.
That guy?
Since you touch it, it disappears.
No. Doesn't give us a link to that guy's channel that he did that video on. No, it's not showing it. Oh, rocket's still there. Hasn't gone anywhere.
Yeah. Quelle surprise.
I think they're about to scrub it.
You haven't answered my question. I was curious if they have to put take all the fuel out if they scrub it.
Yeah, that's what I asked that.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
That's a silly program. Keeps flicking out. Ooh.
So what time
You
is
guys
it
don't want to
over
watch
there,
my flicks
roughly?
over.
It's only 11 o'clock in the morning over there. Is that what they are? Are they in Florida?
Yes. That's where Canaveral is.
Okay. That's right on the coast, isn't it? Facing east.
Facing east, yes. It's right out on the east coast.
So the bits of rocket that don't make it land in the ocean, and the other bit lands on the barge
That's
out
the
there.
yeah. That's the idea. If anything goes wrong, it's coming down in the Atlantic. Plus, of course, also you don't tend to build these places where you're launching rockets in the middle of towns and cities. You tend to build them out of the way.
We launched a little rocket out in Australia, but it wasn't near the ocean.
No, but I bet it was out of the way.
Yeah, it was out of the way. Middle of nowhere.
Out at Woomera.
Mm.
Yeah. I was given a project at one stage where they were going to, one of the many reattempts to do rockets. And one of our engineers had some contacts, and they were going to try and rebuild the Woomera platform. But it had been shot up by the ARF for target practice.
Oh, okay.
The big concrete rocket structure.
Mm.
So it sort of made it a bit cost ineffective. So I don't know what happened to that. Anyway.
It's been used for target practice. It had a few chunks taken out of it.
Yeah, big bullet holes all over it.
Yeah.
Well, big chunks out of the concrete. Apparently, it was a bit similar to concrete bunkers, so that's why they used it.
Makes
But
sense.
they used to like the British. I think it's British and Americans. That's one of a few stories I've had. Was our rockets were all when the other guys would launch their rockets, our guys would go out and retrieve them and then build their rockets out of what was left. we don't quite have as much budget, and they're still quite successful. I think Woomera goes from somewhere in South Australia all the way into Northern Territory. I think the full range.
Wow,
it's quite big. But it's a virtual range.
What else we got, Farmer? That's about it, I think. I can't find any other news.
Well, if that's it, that's it. Oh, I must admit, I'm starting to struggle a little bit. I woke up too early.
Any derp out in over in Geos or SC Montreal and Bandy and Phantom Energy over in Geos? Who's on Gems? You want to spy on Gems? I don't know if there's anything going.
Let's have a look.
Have a listen.
This is Artemis Launch Control. Launch Director Charlie Blackwell Thompson addressing her team just a few minutes ago. Says she has received their no-go recommendation but wants to hold off. Some additional thoughts and conversations are being developed about the situation and where the rocket stands, and said she will revisit it momentarily. Currently, we're in acceptable condition to hold. The launch team has the liquid oxygen in a stop flow configuration, safe at this time, and just awaiting a final a decision from the launch director at this time.
Okay.
This is Artemis Launch Control.
So they haven't decided to withdraw the fuel out yet.
No, they haven't scrubbed it yet. I think they're still having a go, but
Okay. Yeah, they'll give it the no-go or go sooner or later. But they've still got 2 hours and 40 minutes till their scheduled launch time. Is that what the clock is? 2 minus 240.
yeah, that's until the opening of the launch window, which I think is at least 2 hours long. So
Okay.
But they paused that earlier. Wouldn't that have changed it? When they paused that at 6:40 a while back?
yes, it would have changed it. We'll see, but I just got a feeling that ain't going to happen.
Yeah, just that feeling. Better be safe than sorry, I reckon, for things like rockets.
Well, it's a bit of dollars.
Oh, we'll leave that go for now.
Why don't you just take Lemon's position and say bits of the dome are falling off? Why don't you just say that? Then you can acknowledge shooting stars.
That's an interesting supposition
Oh,
that he
gin.
put forward.
Oh,
gin.
Oh, gin.
Ladies and gentlemen, ladies and gentlemen, ladies and gentlemen. Take a drink every time Jin says, ladies and gentlemen. You'll be drunk in 10 minutes.
Or less.
Or less.
Well, I think we might wind up because I want Paul to get his beauty sleep. I'll just type me goodbyes out to the peanuts.
Alright.
How are you peanuts going out there? Enjoy the show? Was it derpy enough or not enough?
Well, they had Lindsay. That should be derby enough.
Yeah. Oh, the TikTok one's just as bad. Or worse.
Oh, I remember, kids, that's where you'll find the likes of Riley pretending to be a kid. You'll find Chemo on there.
Really? Wow.
Yep.
I think they're moving there.
Oh, but they're only just trying to let the kids know the truth, but not trying to do anything else.
Yeah. The truth. These guys wouldn't know the truth if it kicked them up the arse.
Yeah, I don't think it means what they think it means.
No.
Truth as they sit.
Oh, yeah.
No planes, trains, or automobiles over your way lately?
Do you know, actually, I've got the tracker open in another tab at the moment, and it's very quiet. One of the Spitfires came over during the week, but there's actually within a how many mile radius is that? I'm just trying to work out. It's several mile radius. There's 3 aircraft. Nothing. The circuit's quiet. Got a funny feeling there's no racing on this weekend, which is rare. Let's have a look. Circuit.
Any plans for any videos coming out blue yet, or there's no one to play with yet?
Yeah, there's really nothing much going on out there.
Yeah, a bit quiet at the moment.
Yeah.
Is your content coming along, Timbo, for what the last one? What was that last one?
Yeah, next one. Should have another one by Wednesday. I've got one coming on.
Okay. You hear that first, kids? Heard it here. And we'll play that next time we stream when you've got that ready.
Yeah. Might try and do a slightly longer one. Just for Thursday.
How's your ducks, Paul?
Hitting 6,000 new ducks on Monday.
Oh.
Yeah.
Glad you don't have to name them all.
I've got to light the heaters tomorrow after work and warm the shed up.
Well, actually, they're numbered, aren't they? 1, 2, 3, 4.
Huey, Dewey, Louie.
Yeah, that job's not all what it's all quacked up to be.
Yeah, that's right.
What?
Oh no, I've got to educate contractors on what first fix actually means.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, first fix. Okay. Have you got the space?
When I go to a Lidl store for a first fix inspection, I expect to see all the plant in. I expect to see all the ductwork up.
Mm-hmm.
You know, all the big chunky stuff is in.
Yep.
So I've been asked to drive all the way across Ipswich. It's a over 2-hour drive there. And the contractor had phoned me up and said, yeah, we're ready for first fix. I got there, signed in, right, walked in the building, just walked in there and go, not at least for another 2 weeks. I'm here now.
Yes. You just drove 2 hours.
2 hours there. I managed to stretch it out for about 3/4 of an hour on site and another 2+ hour drive home. So, you know, 250 mile round trip, waste of time. I mean, they got some of the plant in, but half the ductwork's not in yet.
Yeah, but you get paid for that, farmer. They'd be thankful.
Of course I'll get paid for it. But it's like, you know, as soon as I set foot inside, and you walk into the main store, and you should see these big runs of ductwork going across. I just walked in, looked up, and went, oh, bollocks. So I had to very diplomatically point out to him, no, it's not ready for first fix. But whatever. So.
But you'll be going back again.
I would think so, because I think. Well, I'm the closest person to Ipswich for the company, so it makes sense. But then again, on Tuesday, I'm going back to one of the stores in Wales that I was at the other week, and that will be a 2.5 hour drive, maybe 2 hours on site, and then another 2.5 hours back again. Just the nature of the beast, I'm afraid. But then you get home, you think, why am I so knackered? And you think, oh yeah, I'm not in my 20s anymore. I can't just go and drive for hours and shrug it off and think nothing of it. Now it's like, I'm knackered. Not fair.
Yeah. Okay. Oh, thanks, farmer. Thanks, Timbo.
No problem.
Thanks, Linus calling. Thanks, Sir Big Blue.
You betcha.
Zebulon, Dora, Fondle, Astro Rex Judy, Truth Nerds. Oh, M2M was here earlier. Don't forget. Oh no, Carl tonight. I definitely didn't see Carl. Dora, Peter
No.
G, Clive. Judy. What? Oh, was out there. Done a brief appearance. Crumpy old gunt. I was going to say that right. Who else was out there? I'm going back. Going back in time. Back in time? That sounds like a good words for a song or something, maybe.
Yeah. Sure, somebody's done that.
Who'd I miss? No, Alan, we don't know what's happened with Alan yet. We're still waiting to hear. Carl's usually got problems with power, so you got to catch Carl at the right time.
Oh, that's a doorbell. I shall be back.
Oh, we're going. No, we're going now, but I'll see you over in Discord anyway. All right. Good night, panel. Night, Peanuts. Any words of
Night,
wisdom
Peanuts.
from anybody?
All right, Peanuts.
Hi, guys. Peanuts grown in the ground, but